Hey, we are live, everybody. Welcome to the NASCAR Rookie Podcast. As you know, we are expecting a guest to make it in here soon. The president of Nashville Superspeedway, Erik will be joining us here tonight. He actually just called us a little wrapped up over at the offices of Nashville Superspeedway, but he is going to be on. Give him about 15, 20 minutes. In the meantime, we got to talk about what happened at Nashville's sister track, Dover Raceway, where my guy
Bowman
got the second win of the year, first time of his career. He's got multiple wins. Great performance by Hendrick Motorsports overall. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did not expect it. 2 times this year I picked him to suck, and he got the win. Erik, what's your thoughts on this race?
Yeah, I mean, the big takeaway from the whole weekend was Hendrick Motorsports. I don't want to say they came out of nowhere. I think we all expected some of the Hendrick guys to be good. Larson's been great there, but in the past, Chase Elliott's been really good there in the past. But to finish 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yikes, that's crazy.
The first time any team has done that since Roush in 2005. And in fairness, they had 5 cars and they could only get 4. So they even
And fun fact, Kenny Wallace was in that 5th entry that day because
no wonder they didn't get 1 through 5. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I was kidding. But no, it was an interesting race. Kind of for the second week in a row, it was sort of just going through the motions. It had a lot of long runs. At one point, I think Kyle Larson led by about 8 or 9 seconds. He won stage 1 by like 8 or 9 seconds. So you had some blowouts at times, but it was interesting that by the end, it was Alex Bowman who seemed to be the class of the field. And I think Kyle Larson said it best during his post-race interview. All the Hendrick cars were pretty equally great, pretty equally dominant. And whoever got out front during those final restarts was going to win the race. And that's basically what happened. Larson wasn't like right underneath, like battling Bowman for very long, but he was always, a second, 2 seconds back. It was kind of within striking distance. Really, the race was won on pit road when Alex Bowman's team, I saw a report that says that their final pit stop in this race was the fastest 4-tire pit stop by any team this entire season. Yep. That got him the lead, and Bowman didn't give it up. So great run.
It goes to show, and I remember even last year, the 88 team of Alex Bowman, they always had a really good time for their pit crew. And, unfortunately did lose the pit crew member, sadly, over the off season. But that team's still very strong. And you can kind of feel like they're doing this for the team, for each other. So it's an overall team effort. In the past, as a fan of the 88/48, I've had a few races where I felt like Greg Ives might have made some calls that might have irritated me and might have messed up a good finish for him, but this was a great team effort, and I got to give the entire props to that team for overcoming what could have been a bad race for anyone else, but they put together the right calls and got the win.
This Hendrick resurgence is awesome. Shout out! Oh wait, what?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, this Hendrick resurgence is freaking awesome, man. Shout out to Michael Moritz, who predicted this very thing happening way back in, early 2019, that clip was?
Mid 2019.
Wow. And what did he say in that clip? That the Hendrick resurgence would happen once Jimmy retired. And it pained him at the time to say it, but I mean, they did win a championship last year with Jimmy still in their stable. So maybe he was somewhat right. But yeah, really this year, I mean, Byron... We haven't mentioned it, but 11 straight top 10s.
I was about to mention that. Yeah, 11 straight top 10s. Like now, I call him Boy Wonder. I've always called him Boy Wonder for some reason, just a personal nickname of mine. But yeah, so like that's crazy seeing him, kind of take off because, for a couple of years there, it was like, oh, when is this kid going to show up? Like, well, this is like, all hype, flop. And then some people way back in 2018 were freaking comparing him to like Casey Atwood. I'm like, whoa, it's his rookie. Like, let's relax here. Like Hendrick Motorsports was clearly in a rebuilding phase, and now they've assembled a team that I think personally can rival the 2014 one they had. That team was pretty strong. Now again, nobody won the Daytona 500 from Hendrick Motorsports this year like Junior did in 14, but I think just the overall talent, at the time, it says a lot when the defending champion was viewed as the weakest link on Hendrick Motorsports, and still is viewed, I guess, as the weakest link. And even though he doesn't have a win, he's still running as consistent as ever. Still, just can't finish the deal. So the point is this 2021 Hendrick Motorsports team could rival the 2014 one very, very soon.
One thing is for sure, a couple of years ago, people might have been doubting, like, oh, does Hendrick really have a great future? Their future is here, and it looks good. There's been a lot of talk this week with Brad Keselowski. Now, last year, I think a lot of people might have said, if Brad wants to get with Hendrick Motorsports again, 2021's got to be his shot to do it. Well, now that you have pretty much 4 proven winners there, I think that shot for anyone to get in there is kind of out the door right now.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the 1, 2, 3, 4 finish. And a lot of people were comparing him to Roush, and I was too. I went back for my video this week and watched the 2005 Ford 500. I wanted to see like what the similarity, difference, whatever was. It's like night and day difference. While it was an awesome finish that Roush did, their guys most of them ran between 5th and 17th, I guess, for most of the night. Whereas like the Hendrick guys, half the damn race was Hendrick 1, 2, 3.
What
4.
was it? Stage 2 is when they got it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it just never stopped.
Yeah, they never relinquished the lead of the top 4 spots.
I thought eventually, okay, somebody's gonna break this 1, 2, 3, 4, but nobody could.
No. Here's why I think that this is really ominous for the rest of the field, right? When you had Gordon, Kane, Johnson, and Jr. in 2014 that were tearing stuff up. Mm-hmm. They were all in their late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
These guys, I think like Chase Elliott's the oldest one. There might be Bowman, one of the two, but it's like 27 or 28 is the
oldest. That's not even old.
Yeah, it's like they said during the broadcast, this is the youngest multi-car team in NASCAR, and it's 4 of them.
4 of them.
Wow. That's got to be scary for the field.
Well, guys, we have a lot more to talk about Dover. It was a great weekend of racing, but we want to go ahead and let in our guest. We have the president of Nashville Superspeedway, sister track to Dover, Erik Moses, and we're going to go ahead and let him in right now and join the crew here.
Nice. Let me pull up the itinerary.
Give him a moment to connect to his audio.
Fantastic, Darian.
Awesome.
Hey, Erik, do you hear us?
I hear you fine.
All right, good.
Awesome.
Good to see you again. I know you saw me and Darian a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. I did, and don't you have the timely shirt on this evening?
Yeah.
I got to pull for the Ally Chevrolet every week, but especially gonna be pulling for him at the Ally 400 in a few weeks.
Yeah, I think Mr. Bowman might like concrete, so we've got 1 1/3 of it for him if he wants some more.
I'd like to see that. I think we all would like to see that. Want to thank you for joining us here. Speaking of the Ally 400, I just want to go ahead and ask, what are you looking forward to most in a few weeks when we go to the Father's Day race weekend?
Just having race fans in our venue for the first time in 10 years, having Cup fans in our venue for the first time ever, providing an opportunity for people who have been cooped up for 1.5 years to be out and about amongst other race fans and just amongst other people. One of the biggest things I miss about in the pandemic is the opportunity to meet strangers. And so we're going to provide people with a great opportunity to come out and meet other fans, meet some strangers, have a great time, and watch some fantastic racing.
And I know you guys have already been doing some promotional stuff for it. You had myself out there working on the rise again of Nashville Superspeedway. But I seen on Twitter today, looked like the folks over at NBC with Jeff Burton were there, and it looked like you had a fire suit on. Did you take a few laps around with Jeff Burton?
I did, and I got to tell you, it's the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. Second time I've done that. First time was in the mid '90s down at the Richard Petty driving experience down at Disney World, and this time Jeff was fantastic. But the thing that I recognized, and I knew this already, and you guys will appreciate this, what we have to do in order to make new fans is we got to get them that experience. Because the appreciation that you have for what the driver has to do and what the machine has to do in order to perform in the conditions that our drivers have in these racetracks, you can't appreciate it until you get in the car doing 170 miles an hour around a track, and you're wondering going into the turns why the left half of the car doesn't just pull away from the car and the chassis doesn't break and the axle doesn't break under the force that it has to sustain going into that turn that fast. It's just amazing. It's amazing. And I only did 4 or 5 laps, but that was plenty.
Well, I got to go around kind of like about 60 miles an hour in my pickup truck, but I can't imagine that. If you guys ever get like the Rusty Wallace experience over there again, I got to come out and check it out.
I think June 26th, don't hold me to the date, but the week after our race, I think we are going to have a riding experience, and that information will be on NashvilleSuperspeedway.com.
I'll have to look into that.
So, Erik, I want to kind of build off what you said about having fans in the venue after a year with the pandemic and all. A lot of facilities have announced their attendance figures or what they're going to be or aiming to be. A lot of them are full capacity. I want to ask, what's the possibility of Nashville Superspeedway going full attendance for the June race?
It's a great question, and while we have not announced yet, we think that the possibility is very, very high. In fact, I'd be surprised if we were anything less than 100% capacity. And we think for our Cup race, that'll bring us in around 40,000 people on that Sunday to watch the Ally 400.
Nice. I love to hear that. I've been like a big bull on getting back to everyone at the races, so I'm pretty happy to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm jealous of your background. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's basically where I grew up as a fan, so it kind of fits perfectly with this show going on.
Very cool. Very cool.
So I've seen you've basically been a track ambassador in a sense. I mean, you threw out first pitch at the Vanderbilt baseball game, and then I think you were at some town hall thing. Maybe I can't exactly remember, but you've basically been all over the place promoting Nashville's event. What's that been like?
It's been great. It's been great. And, while I would, for you guys, I would don a three-piece suit. I have to say I didn't do this just for you. I had a presentation this afternoon with the Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce, and so people have been very kind to invite me to speak to their groups, to share with them our progress and where we are with bringing the track back and preparing for Father's Day weekend. I have been welcomed with open arms all around Nashville and Middle Tennessee. I've been grateful for that reception. And people are excited. People are excited. The demand is out there. We're seeing in the ticket sales. And the excitement is out there for people to get back to the racetrack and also just get back out and about.
I want to get to know you a little bit more, Erik. You talked about getting to do the driving experience or getting a lap around the track, but what was the first NASCAR race that you attended, and how did it differ from other major sporting events you've been to?
Great question. Dryden 400, October of 2019 at the Monster Mile. And the funny thing about that is I went to steal good ideas for my XFL team, which was going to start playing in February. I had heard all these stories about how NASCAR was great at fan experience and sponsor activation. And I thought, hey, let's go see a NASCAR race so we can get some great ideas that we can implement when we get our XFL season started in DC. And so went there, and it was certainly unique in terms of what one would expect and what I had experienced at stick and ball kind of events and sporting events. What I think stood out most for me was that the whole experience and the crowd from the fan zone to the pits was more diverse than I expected it to be. And I'm sure I was buying into the stereotypes about what I should expect at a NASCAR track. But I was very pleasantly surprised at the full slice of America that I saw at Dover during that Dryden 400. And that was encouraging. And this was way before I had any idea that I would end up in this role at this time. But I was pleased to see what I saw there.
That's awesome. So hearing that, you spoke earlier on some of the many people that you've got to talk to. So I'm kind of curious, since coming into the NASCAR industry, who has been some of your favorite new contacts you've been able to make within the NASCAR industry?
DW for sure has adopted me. I don't know that I gave him much choice because I've been, chasing him for a while. You can't be in a state and have a legend kind of in your backyard and not try to make friends. And he has been very generous with me, and I'm very proud and humbled to be able to call him a friend. Winston Kelly, the executive director of the NASCAR Hall of Fame, is a dear friend at this point. Never tires of my phone calls asking what are probably dumb questions that he never tires of answering. Anytime I've had conversation with Steve Phelps from NASCAR, it's been great, as well as Brandon Thompson, who runs DE&I for NASCAR. We share a lot of similar, I won't say concerns, but ideas about how we can broaden the fan base and how we can introduce more people to the great sport that NASCAR is. So those folks kind of top of the list here. But there have been so many other people that I can't even name who have been. Oh, Ty Norris at Trackhouse Racing has been a great friend as well, and also allows me to ask really dumb questions a lot about NASCAR as I continue to scale my learning curve in this sport.
So you talked about being in the community a lot. I got to ask, with everything going on with the Fairgrounds project, how does that kind of either feed into or affect the dealings and everything going on at the Superspeedway?
It really doesn't, because, they have their project they're working on and we have ours. And we've got our Ally 400 and our sanctioning agreement for a minimum of 4 years. We're prepared to extend that 4 years out indefinitely, and to show NASCAR and to show the industry that the Superspeedway is a place where we should have a cup race and have a NASCAR race weekend, at least one, if not multiple, every year for a very long time. I have a great deal of respect for the folks at SMI. Marcus Smith has been very kind to me. Greg Walter at Charlotte is a friend. Brandon Hutchison down in Atlanta has been great. Eddie Gossage, who is about to ride off into the sunset, has been generous with me as well. And Jerry Caldwell up at Bristol has been very kind as well. So I wish those guys nothing but the best. If any market in the country can stand for more racing, it's Nashville. And so, if we create a tide that raises all boats, I'm all for it, as long as it benefits the sport.
Well, I hate to kind of maybe ask the same question twice here, but hearing what Jared just said, we did have a very generous donation come in from a Michael Jensen, donated $50 to ask you this question. He said, question for Mr. Moses, there were several reports that adding the Superspeedway was a way to try to get the fairgrounds back in some capacity. Is it possible that both could be kept on the schedule after the fairgrounds is added to the schedule?
Absolutely. I mean, now as a promoter, and I'm sure Jerry would say the same thing, we want some distance between those races, right? But yeah, could we be in the summer and they be in the spring or in the fall? I think that's surely something that could happen. And again, I mean, more racing for Middle Tennessee is a good thing. I'm not certain whether if successful, they will end up moving a race weekend from Bristol or not. But yeah, I think the schedule could survive it, and people need another reason to want to come to Nashville.
And really, both venues are, although yes, we're in the Nashville market, they are, a fairly good drive from one another. They're probably about 35 to 40 minutes away, but one's on over towards the Lebanon part of Nashville, the other one's more in the downtown part of it. So they appeal to the same market, but they're also closer to other markets.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the Nashville market, right? And people are coming here for Nashville is the destination. That's the magnet. And, as folks have said to me since I got here, our track is a lot closer to Nashville in 2021 than it was in 2001 or even 2011. And that's because of the outstanding growth that you've seen in this marketplace. So it can certainly support it. We're serving the same market, but there's a lot of demand for the best drivers in America to come to this market, and I think we could certainly support it. They're a short track, we're a super speedway. I think it could absolutely work.
So you touched up on it for a brief moment in Erik's question. You spent some time in the XFL. Just kind of talk about that, and also how did being in the XFL help you out with this new role as track president?
It was a great experience, probably to that point, the closest to a dream job that I had ever had, being able to not only run a professional football team, but also to do that as a startup. I think the experience of running a startup, I have leaned on every day since taking on this role, because we're essentially a startup. We are fortunate in the sense that we have our colleagues in Dover with an organization that's been around for 50 plus years and is steeped in the knowledge of this industry. To rely on and to lean on, but we're standing up an organization from scratch. And having done that very recently, I've exercised those muscles much more recently than a lot of people have. And I think that was good training for what we're going through here. And so, yeah, that part I lean on daily.
You called Nashville a magnet earlier. So my final question is, what recommendations do you have for fans that are coming into the area, might spend a few days or the whole week in the area? What kind of fun things are there to do around Nashville?
I mean, I don't know that we have that amount of time for me to list all the
Yeah,
things that one could do in Nashville. I mean, most tourists are going to want to get down to Broadway for the honky tonks down there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Old Red, which is Blake Shelton's place. Jason Aldean has a place down there. There are too many to name. The Grand Ole Opry, is a great place in Opryland. That whole area out there is fantastic. The Ryman, 5th and Broadway, which is the newest commercial development downtown at the old convention center site.
It's really nice.
Yeah, right across the street from Bridgestone and the Ryman.
That's the Hattie B's that we went to, Darian.
No, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, they've got a lot going on out there. There's just so much. There's so much to do and to discover in Nashville, which is why I think having 2 races, 3 races, however many there are in this market, will never be enough, because people from all over are going to want to travel here and have an excuse to travel here to have a great time in Nashville.
Absolutely. So tell me this, on the subject of Hattie B's, should I get these 3 to join me in trying some of Hattie B's hottest level of chicken just one time?
I mean, why wouldn't you do that? I mean, yeah, I think your viewers want to see that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So you see us in pain? What?
The title of the video: Erik Estep in pain because of Hattie B's chicken.
Right.
My face is already red.
Have plenty of milk on you when you go that day.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, Erik, before we get you out of here, we're going to ask 2 more questions. One does come from one of our viewers. It's kind of one that I'm interested too, because PTM Billy in our chat left a $5 super chat to us, and he wants to know, it's kind of something that I want to know too. When I go to races, one of my favorite things to do is shopping on the outside of the track. So do you know, as of right now, if there's going to be any kind of vendors, whether that's some of NASCAR's vendors or some individualized vendors that will be at the track selling NASCAR merchandise?
Yeah, absolutely. We expect our fan zone to be lively and to have merch haulers from NASCAR, from Legends, some of the independents as well. And, the weird thing for us in planning was that when most of our planning was happening, we were well into the COVID pandemic and needing to plan for a more restrictive environment, not knowing how things would be when June came around. Now that things are moving in the right direction and moving very quickly, I'm a little nervous about people expecting us to put on an event that will feel like a pre-COVID event when we had to be planned during COVID. Mm-hmm. So what I would ask your viewers and others to keep in mind is, while we were planning, we were well into COVID and planning for that to be around because we didn't know any better. We will give people an idea and an inkling and a taste of what is to come. But believe you me, what you experience at our race weekend next year will be even greater than when you experience this year. And as each year goes on, I want us to be able to extend this to a race week, and where people come in and experience different kinds of programming downtown, out here at the track, et cetera, for an entire week. And I think we'll get there. Actually, I know we'll get there. It'll take us some time. We'll need some support from shows like yours and fans like your viewers, but we'll get there. And it's going to be a good time doing it.
See, that makes me excited, because I'm actually planning in the near future on moving down to the Nashville area.
Same.
So that makes me excited if there's going to be stuff throughout the week and building up to it.
Just the possibility that this place just a few years ago had nothing really to offer a NASCAR fan except tracks that used to be. Now we have one that's back and one that's trying to come back. This is becoming the NASCAR Central plus the award ceremony.
And we've got, it's not NASCAR, but we've got the Music City Grand Prix coming in August. So Nashville is turning into a motor city of sorts.
And can't forget SRX as well. Their championship race is here as well. So
got to be out there for that.
Nashville is a race fan's dream right now. Well, Erik, we appreciate you coming on and talking to Nashville Superspeedway and the Ally 400 coming up. We're all excited. We've got our ticket spot. Now, real quick before you get out of here, we'll get to our thoughts for this upcoming race weekend from Circuit of the Americas, but we would like to hear from you who it would be your pick to win this Sunday's race at Circuit of the Americas.
Oh, goodness. Road course. So Kyle Larson has been running really well all season. I don't know. I can't claim to know how well he does on road courses. So I'm going to say Larson. I'm going to just go out on the limb and say Larson and Logano. I'm going to stick with the L's. Larson and Logano.
All right.
Beautiful.
We'll go with Larson since that was the first pick for him there.
Yeah.
See, what we do is we keep a running score each week for all of our points, and then we have a guest slot. Right now, the guests are way behind, so we're really hoping that you're able to start picking that up. Like, a lot is riding on this pick, so hopefully Larson has
no pressure, huh? No pressure.
Yeah, no.
I'm telling you this after you picked. I didn't want to put any added pressure on you.
But hey, I want to say this. That we also do. Who do we think is going to have a bad race? Well, I just so happen to have said that my pick for a bad race for both Richmond and Dover would be Alex Bowman, and he won both times. So what can you do about that?
Yeah, Alex wants you predicting him to have a bad race every race this year, I think.
Yeah, probably.
I think he's going to do terrible at Nashville.
That's great.
Well, Erik,
I appreciate you guys having me. Keep up the great work that you're doing to connect with NASCAR fans and to get our sport out there. I really do appreciate all the coverage you've given us and how you've supported our revitalization and rebirth of Nashville Superspeedway. And we want to invite all your fans to come out and check us out both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
We look forward to it. We can't wait, and we hope to see a lot of you guys there. As always, if you see us at any race that we're at, please feel free to say hello.
Of course.
All right. Thank you, Erik. Have a good rest of your night.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you have a good one, man.
Coming on, sir.
Thank you.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Erik Moses, everybody, Nashville Superspeedway. As he said, there is no announcement yet of a full capacity 40 Ally 400. However, keep an eye on them. It sounds like there could be a chance, and if there is, they will probably have more tickets available for the Ally 400. They've already made the announcement they're bringing in additional grandstands. So just be on the lookout for our friends over at Nashville Superspeedway. And if there's any more tickets, buy a ticket for the Ally 400.
He sounded pretty. He
sounded pretty bold. Yeah, it was pretty bold too.
I heard that and I perked up in that moment. I'm like, yes. I think this grin I've had in weeks on here.
Yeah.
I want to say I appreciate everyone who has donated in Super Chats tonight. We've already been off to a good start. We will get to that more as a little bit later in the show. However, Jared, I just want to read one to you that I know you're going to love.
Okay.
$4.99 from Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, God.
And I'm gonna try to read it the exact way it's come in.
Me so nervous.
Jeez. Disa dominated Hendrick the race. Larson and Big Doobie. Disa need a muy help. At least Disa not the cheater boy Harvick. Harvey give bad PR.
There's a reason Yusa got banned from the city.
That is one of the best super chats I've seen in a long time.
Oh my god, I love that. I love that.
I know not the entire podcast is big Star Wars people, but I know Jarrett is and I am. So
it sounded funny. It sounded funny though. I didn't know what it was.
That was pretty clever. Good job to that one. But hey, so let's get back talking about Nashville Super Track Dover. Where were we at on that?
I was talking just about how impressive it is that how young the Hendrick fleet is and the fact that they're already at this level right now that can be compared to really any other fleet of Hendrick cars, like a full-on one.
And we're only 14 races in, too. That's the crazy part. Or 13, excuse me.
Yeah, we're halfway through the regular season, so a lot can change. But, I mean, when your weak link, like we were alluding to before, can be said is the defending champion who is supposed to be basically like the next superstar, like a level up from Dale Jr. kind of deal. That's big. And there's the competition better be worried because the way that Gibbs was dominant in the mid 2010s and going to the late 2010s is how Hendrick could be, except they got younger drivers to do it.
Yeah, and it seems like they're all centered with each other, sharing information here and there, all that stuff. There's no like breaking team chemistry. It looks like everyone seems to be pretty chill over there too. So it's not like a case where Johnson, Gordon, and then up and coming Kyle Busch is in the mix, and he's kind of like, I want to make my own name. Like, no, everybody's doing their own thing over there. It's pretty good.
Absolutely. I was happy to see a race like this. It was refreshing to see Hendrick have a good day like that. So yeah.
And then some other
get used to it.
Yeah, get used to it, basically. Some other performances, too. I mean, Truex was off, but, I mean, I think he had some damage, I guess. Yeah, he was way off.
He was off before he got that damage. He went from first to, 8, and then just kept going backwards.
They couldn't, like, just adjust his car, basically. I don't know why. They just couldn't do it. I'm like, damn, this is one of his best tracks, too.
He's had such a good year. No, that was certainly surprising.
That's
Erik Almirola and SHR.
I forgot about that. Oh,
2 cars junked once again, including the 10.
Hey, so I was actually in the shower when that happened. So what happened? He got loose. He got loose, or he just
what happened to Almirola? I think he just cut a tire down. It just pushed in too hard, or it just I think it was early in a run. It was early in a run, so it was just probably ran over something.
It was sad to see that because he was having a good day for once.
Yeah, it's bad luck.
You want me to make this like really bad for Almirola fans here?
Oh God, what?
You have been the Almirola agent of chaos all year.
I have, and I'm going to continue right now. He is closer right now in points. Let's see. He's currently 129 points out.
That's all? I actually thought it was going to be higher. Not going to lie.
The performance, like from 14th on back, hasn't been the greatest this year.
No.
But he right now is currently closer to James Davison in points than he is the playoffs.
Hey, James Davison is the most recent NASCAR winner.
Don't you be dogging
put some respect on his name.
Don't you be dogging James Davison.
Okay, here's another one.
Wow.
He's about the same distance away from the playoffs as he is to Jamie McMurray in points.
Oh, no.
Okay,
How many races? How many races has Jamie McMurray run this year?
1.
Oh, jeez. Now that is crazy. That's wild right there.
Jamie McMurray is 34th in points and is currently 139 away, which means that if Almirola just kind of like loses 10 points on the playoff bubble compared to how many he gains on McMurray, he will be closer to Jamie McMurray in points.
Yeah.
McMurray ran 1 race in a Spire car and
that's disgusting.
God.
And
to
me,
be fair, it was Spire, but it was basically made by Chip Ganassi, I think. So,
but 1 race, like it's crazy. And so, for me, Almirola at this point needs to just every single week just full send into every corner on the restarts, balls to the wall, crazy ass strategy.
You have nothing to lose.
Whatever it is, there is literally nothing to lose. You are fully funded. Just go for it. Because at this point, you are not going to make up that gap.
This is all leading to him winning Daytona, isn't it?
That's it. Watch him win Daytona or something, and he's in, bro.
I'd argue he needs to take it as easy as possible, and just not wreck, not blow anything until we get to that season finale at Daytona. That's his only shot at winning. Let's be honest, it's Erik Almirola. So then you go all out. But right now they just got to stop tearing up equipment. I'm genuinely worried they're out of parts over there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But here's a positive though. Here's a positive at least. Daniel Suarez, second top 10 for Trackhouse Racing.
They have surprised me, and I think we're far enough this into the season that we can say Trackhouse is better than 2311 so far.
Yeah, and props to 2311, first top team 15 finish of the season. But I mean, Suarez is on one.
We say that Bubba's still 7 points ahead of Suarez.
How? Yeah, see, that's crazy. I was just about to bring that up. Like, so it's crazy. Like, so Suarez, like, yeah, sure, he has more top 5s and top 10s, but I mean, even though Bubba, like, that was his first top 15, he's like consistently been finishing like in the 20s and sometimes in like the low teens, in the high, in the high teens, basically. And it's weird. It's just a weird thing. But yeah, he's only 7 points ahead. But I mean,
which team has shown the highest potential at this point? It's been Trackhouse.
Trackhouse, yeah.
Expected that. I think we thought Bubba's team would show flashes of brilliance because of that Toyota alliance, and maybe Suarez would be the steady, consistent one. It's kind of been the opposite. Bubba's been consistently in 20th. Suarez has been either 28th or 3rd leading laps.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, what is going on? But that's interesting that they are right next to each other in points.
I thought Suarez. If there were people I was going to swap, I thought Suarez would run how Almirola is running, and Almirola would run how Suarez is. Like I was not high after the offseason on Erik Almirola, but I definitely was not high at all on Suarez doing as well as he's done.
I tell you what, for Suarez, I'm going to be really interested when we get to Pocono, because I think statistically that's probably one of his best tracks.
He almost won one of the races too. I remember.
I think he was contending with Gibbs. I think he even had a chance pretty much with Stewart Haas too. So I'm going to be really curious when we get to that one.
I'm curious for this weekend because they said during the broadcast night that Suarez is looking forward to it. And he went from like 30th to 15th in an iRacing event tonight.
He might be the only one that I think is going to transition well from what we saw virtually into the real car.
Mm-hmm.
So I can read off really quick what the playoffs are looking right now.
Let's hear it.
I'm only going to read Denny Hamlin's point gap because it just gets more and more ridiculous every week. 293 points.
Holy crap.
And he had a couple off weeks in there too.
Yeah.
It's that big.
Denny, so go on vacation for a little bit. You'll be fine.
Just win.
You could take a month off and still probably have close to 100-point cushion.
Just win, bro. Just win a race.
Would you like to hear how many points per race he would have to give up? I'm doing math here. How many he would have to give up?
Per race through the rest of the regular season?
I don't know.
Be like 10 or 20, right? I'm trying to do the math in my
head. No. He, in order to tie with the numbers with 17th right now, which is Matt DiBenedetto, he would have to lose 22.5 points per race. Like, we're getting to the point where, like, we could head into the 2-week break with Denny Hamlin already clinching a spot.
That's nuts. So just on points.
So you're telling me Denny could go on a few-week vacation and let Ty Gibbs, a.k.a. Todd Blue, drive the car, and he'd be fine.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Joe, make it happen.
Nice.
Well, do it.
Going through the rest of them, Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick about 150.
See, that's the other thing I want to mention earlier. Chase Elliott's the weak link, but he still has. I knew he had.
That's what I'm saying.
Cushion.
Yeah, he's cushion.
He has
coasting into the playoffs.
He has been very consistent, like in the top 10, top 5.
So basically, those three bottom three, like they're gonna make the playoffs. Like Harvick, Elliott,
it would have to
Hamlin.
Take craziness.
So they're good. The real battle begins here, though.
Austin Dillon is plus 60, so he's about a full race up now.
Wow.
I'm telling you, people are sleeping on Austin Dillon. He's not a contender, but he's someone who could sneak into the round of 8.
He's consistent this year, man. And I figured it would be Tyler Reddick who would have taken them to that next step. But no, it's good to see Austin Dillon do that.
Now, here's where the real battle starts up. Chris Buescher. Man, I am hoping, I am praying, I am like just everything I want.
I hope he makes the playoffs.
To make it. Plus 28 right now. Tyler Reddick holds the last spot, plus 17. And then Matt DiBenedetto, as I said earlier, is sitting as the first one out, minus
both RCR cars.
That's right. Tyler Reddick made it. So I was saying, hey, sophomore slump, but hey, he's quickly turned it around. Like, what is it, in a 2-week span now? Now he's back
it's been building for a while.
If anyone has the sophomore slump, it's last year's Rookie of the Year, Cole Custer.
Yeah. Oh,
he's kind of running how he ran last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So looking at the rest of these guys, I'll kind of roll through them. If there's any that like catch our ear or eye, just let me know. Kurt Busch is 18th, minus 30. Stenhouse is minus 32. Newman still in the top 20, minus 38. Then Bubba minus 49. Suarez minus 56. 23rd is Ross Chastain minus 58. Priest has fallen from grace to 24th minus. He's gonna have to win.
I just gotta say this, like talking about JTG, like to hear Ricky's not that far out in JTG equipment, that's really impressive.
It is.
Dang, Ryan Priest, he had such a great start. He just couldn't hold it.
I feel like the bottom has fallen out with JTG.
Yeah, that's what I
mean. They've regressed to the mean. Then you're looking down 25th is old sophomore slump minus 79. Erik Jones is minus 95. Briscoe minus 98. Erik crash a lot. Almirola minus 129. Alfredo minus 164. And Corey LaJoie is at minus 171 in 30th.
I'm honestly surprised that Alfredo and LaJoie are still behind him.
Alfredo, man, we loved him in Xfinity, bro. I'm just saying he was
hanging
awesome.
on for dear life every week.
I think no offense to Myatt Snyder, and I wish him the best in his RCR ride, but I would have loved to have seen Alfredo get a full-time ride of RCR this year.
My hope is that with this Ford connection and stuff, maybe our Alfredo could land a very competitive Xfinity ride down the road. I would love to see him full-time in Xfinity. Like, I thought that was the original plan, but then he had other plans to go up to the Cup. I mean, hey, you have the funding, go for it, but it's like, I mean, he would be running up front in Xfinity, that's for sure.
Real quick, we just went under it, but we were over 400. Lick that like button, y'all.
Yes, dude, the streak continues. It continues.
Get that good ratio up there. Lick that like button. Sanitize it if you have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really like the playoff outlook right now. I'm intrigued with like 21st, where Bubba is down through about 27th, where Briscoe is. It's only I'd say a 50 point gap. Those guys they're like just far enough out that you can kind of write them off points wise, but they're all have shown at least at some point or another enough competitive speed that they could sneak up and win one.
Granted, I know anything can happen when we get to the last race of the regular season at Daytona. Someone like Truex, who has the most wins, could be the one who actually gets the win, which actually be cool. He's never won a Superspeedway. But it could be someone like that win. But it would be really cool to see that breakthrough story. Someone like a Bubba who's outside, or like a Erik Almirola, who's had the worst year of his entire career, miraculously win that race and get in the playoffs.
And I feel like the most intriguing battle in this backpack, that 2311 versus I almost said XI. 2311 versus Trackhouse here. I mean, only 7 points separating the two now. And again, it's like we go back. It's just weird. Like, I mean, Suarez, like you'd think would be ahead in points by a lot more, but no, it's actually Bubba who's like has the slight edge at the moment.
I'm telling you now, if like Chase Elliott ends up missing it because just enough people outside win, I am going to laugh so damn hard at Daytona, just because
Chase Elliott fans.
I'm going to be surrounded by 90,000 angry people, and I can just troll away.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's too many road courses. He's got to win.
Road courses.
I'm gonna spoil. I'm not getting to who I'm picking, but I'm not picking Chase Elliott this week, and I'm already saying that. So.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm not going to pick him either. I'm not going to pick him.
Full of shit over here.
No, I'm serious. You heard it here first.
Once Jared reads the points and y'all see how far behind y'all are. Oh, Chase Elliott's going to win.
Hey, I moved up the ranks this week.
You
barely, though. Barely, I know, but I moved up a spot.
Yeah.
I've just triggered the entire Chase Elliott fan base in the chat.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, that's it for Cup. Xfinity had a race this weekend too.
I was watching IndyCar. I was watching Grosjean. I'm sorry, I didn't even watch a single lap of Xfinity. I saw like a big wreck, but hey, Romain Grosjean, man, he almost had that Indy Grand Prix won. But VK, his first career IndyCar win.
There was an Xfinity race. Darian.
Thanks for the Xfinity review.
IndyCar on the NASCAR Weekly Pod.
That's next week, dude.
IndyCar Weekly Podcast. There we go. But hey, you might not have watched, but you did win.
Oh, I did. Yeah, Hendrick. I told you he's good. There was no reason to watch, right? Because I already knew Hendrick was going to win that.
No, Austin Hendrick was fast. He was fast all last year at Dover. He was fast again this time. But it was, once again, the JRM cars like Allgaier, Barry were running really well. Josh Berry gets the $100,000 bonus for finishing second, but he was the top dash for cash guy, so good for him. And our boy Ty Gibbs with another top 5, ruffled some feathers this week.
Yeah.
He ruffled some feathers this week. He ran into some people. It sounded like he didn't have a great handling car and had to kind of fight it all day, which is really interesting. It was really the first time all year I think he's had to really fight the car. But still, top 5, crazy. Kid is crazy.
Who was he pissing off?
He got into.
Oh, he got into Hendrick. That's right.
Hendrick made
I saw that part.
Save. And then he got into someone's left. I think it might have been Snyder. Myatt Snyder wobbled Snyder a little bit early in the race.
They got to get out of Ty Gibbs' way. It's Ty freaking Gibbs. Not playing.
In fairness, Myatt Snyder was holding them up.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, was he?
So he gonna be called TFG now?
Hey, there you go. Ty freaking.
He's basically mini Kyle Busch already. He might be related to Kyle Busch.
Somehow.
I know Erik hasn't really found a favorite driver since Kenseth, but I feel like I'm already seeing a liking there to Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs, no, I think I did a stream a few months back where I called him my favorite driver currently, and I would say yes, he is probably the most entertaining driver for me to watch in any NASCAR series right now.
He's up. If he's not at the top for me, he's climbing up the ranks quick because I enjoy watching him. I'm literally sitting there like, man, I can't wait for a year or two, probably 2 or 3, honestly, when he's in Cup. I can't wait.
He's going to be in one of those Cup rides. Yeah, one of those veterans is either going to leave or retire, and then it'll be set up for him to take over.
I am as fun as Josh Berry has been this year, and I hope he ends up with Junior Motorsports or in some sort of full-time or another good ride next year. I'm very much looking forward to Sam Mayer here in a few weeks.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah.
I think that will be fun to watch.
And,
he'll be 18 going for it.
It's sad for me because Josh Berry is from the same city that I live in now. So I hate that my Hendersonville guy is about to go out of that car for a little bit. But I actually did see something cool. He's actually signed a pretty kind of a good little late model deal for a little bit, and I forget the name of the team, but I seen it on Facebook today. So he's got a little bit of a late model program coming up here soon. So that's good to see. He's still gonna be racing a little bit, and but yeah, there's talks that if Junior brought a Cup Series team up next year, I ain't saying Josh Berry, but he would go with. It might honestly be like Allgaier or maybe Gregson if they get the funding. But
I know
it would be cool to see Berry get a full-time opportunity in Xfinity next year.
Or Annette. Don't forget about the famous Michael Annette to the Cup Series.
Everything Darian hypes up is famous. The Michael Annette, the famous
Michael Annette, the famous Daytona winner.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I think about reps that up.
About covers the Xfinity. First half, there was that one pileup. Was it Matt Jaskell ended up on top of somebody?
Yeah, dude, it's always in that particular spot on the backstretch where like somebody's Dover, up in the air. Basically, seems like.
All right, but that was Dover pileups, and Ty Gibbs stealing the show even though he didn't win. That's kind of a pretty accurate synopsis.
Yeah. And Austin Hendrick, yay, got me more points basically.
What you done lost in the Cup race.
No, I know.
But.
I don't want to hold us up here talking too much about Dover. Jarrett, let's go ahead and hear those TV ratings, and then we want to get on to the next story because we are coming up at 9 o'clock here now. 9 o'clock Central Time.
Well, the streak ended. Increases over the last comparable one ended. We had 2.431 million viewers, which was down 269 not so nice thousand from 2018, which was 2 weeks earlier, but that was the last comparable one because I believe 2019 was rained out. I think I was actually in my finals week, and I think I was in a test because I remember it was a Dover race.
You said it was rained out 2019, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
I remember. It
would have been. I snuck in through my sweatshirt. Earbuds that was a wired one. I taped it on the inside of my sweatshirt, plugged it into my phone, and while I'm in the middle of my final exam, I'm listening to the race, and it was like Bowman versus Harvick.
I don't think I don't think I had a finals exam, but I remember I think I skipped class that day. I was like, I don't want to go.
Jarrett sneaking a wire under his shirt to listen to a NASCAR race while taking an exam. That might jump him to the top of our show as far as
that might
NASCAR
because
he wasn't there already. He's there now.
Because if Jarrett got caught, he might have just say, hey, we're throwing away this test.
Are you listening to the answers? They turn it on. They go, crash your turn 4.
The thing, if I would have been caught, I would have actually been sent to see if I'd be kicked out of school or not. I was risking it all.
I know, that's what I mean. That's what you're top of my
You had to go to the deed. Hey, go to the deed's office right now.
Why did you bring this in? It's see, I was listening to the
I was listening to
broadcast.
And your school, Jared, is freaking crazy. So I'm surprised you even tried it.
It's not crazy. It's freaking awful.
It's not.
And so here's the thing: you were taking a math test, and all of a sudden they started talking about degrees of banking at Dover, and you're like, "Oh, that's the answer. There you go."
No, what was I? I think I was taking a film.
You could blow that off. That's easy shit.
No. It was the speech class. Class. I had a final.
That's easy.
Speech. That's so easy. So I'm sitting there listening and just writing them all the way, man. But no, that was
voice of NASCAR.
Imagine this weird scenario. The teacher picks it up, and they just happen to hear this weird sentence. The number 24. You see the big A, and then takes it out of the ear, and it's like the big A on the hood is for Exalta, and he's driving for Rick Hendrick. It's like all they hear is number 24A, and it's like, okay, yeah, you're cheating.
You're cheating.
It rained that day. I can't tell you how uncomfortable it is when your sweatshirt starts to get wet. Because I like I said, I duct taped my earbuds in. And it started coming undone.
Darian, your laugh just broke your mic.
Oh, Darian, how's it sound?
Okay, yeah, your laugh is back. But yeah, right. the water started to get into the duct tape, so it started falling off. So on my way back, I had duct tape getting stuck to my side as I'm walking back listening to it.
But Jarrett, this was before you were sponsored by Raycon. So now he doesn't have to duct tape his headphones in anymore.
You know what? Next time I do something with them, I'm using this story. But yeah
use it.
Long story short,
story.
I got back for the last 150 laps. I got into this, like, we had this area where all our dorms were, and there was like 12 different rooms, and there was a big common area, and there was a TV set up. And I got there, and there was like a meeting, I think 10 minutes or so after I got there, and they like all like to meet around and watch a movie. And, you know, they watch like stupid stuff like Nicholas Sparks movies. And I got there and literally like just like I turned up the volume and everything just to like rub it in their faces that I got to have the race. I think I deserved that. I think I deserved that after the effort I put in.
And you think that impressed Nicholas Sparks fans?
No, that was the whole point. I didn't want to impress them. Mom.
Started rubbing it in their face. I'm like, jokes on you. I listen to NASCAR. They're like what? More like, I got the TV. You can't watch your stupid Ryan Gosling movie. That's big.
That's big.
Well,
on the subject of TV, that pretty much wraps up the TV ratings, right?
Yeah. It wasn't good.
It wasn't bad. They keep in mind that number from 2 weeks early in the season.
It's good.
Later in the year at this point. So that's
to
me, that sounds like a break even to me. But
ratings weren't the best. But tell us, Jarrett, how good or how bad was this race? Let's go to Darian.
The poll, the famous iceberg poll. Did we break do we have a poll record for this one?
No.
No.
We probably didn't even come close because I don't even think I remember seeing it on my feed for some reason.
There is no poll record.
They've been screwing that up. Well, when we started the show, it was at 14.9, but we hit 15,000.
Nice. That's still good. That's still a lot, though. Damn.
Oh yeah, totally a lot. 16% of you thought this was a great race. 51% of you thought it was a good race. 25% of you thought it was average, 5% below average, 3% of you thought it was bad, meaning that we had add this all up, carry the one. I love when they end in a one because I can always say that and it makes sense.
Carry the one.
67% net approval. 16 plus 51 is 67. And then 8% net negative. So let me, where'd it go? There it is.
Jarrett is hoping we had about 2% more.
Yeah, so just a tiny bit more.
Well, it was up a little
bit. I voted average. I'm sorry. I contributed to that.
I'm the 16%.
I voted average too.
So this was the fourth most voted one of all time, which is nice. The 67% approval puts it at 52nd all time. It ties it with last year's All-Star race. Net negativity it's right in the middle of the pack. This is actually the most, by a large margin, the most popular Dover race since the poll started in 2019.
Wow.
The previous high was 35% net approval. We sat at 61.
Wow.
Wow, that's a major difference.
No wonder they lost a date to Nashville.
Yeah.
Dude, Dover races were consistently horribly viewed between 30 and 35%, like all four of them.
Yeah.
So
these kids weren't around or the poll, wasn't around for like 2016 or the spring race that year.
It wasn't around for 2004.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been to Dover. I'd like to go to it in the next few years, but
Eric's better in person than TV.
It's fun.
I guess I imagine it being a lot like a bigger Bristol, I guess, but I don't know.
It's fun to race in on video games, though. That is awesome.
That used to be my most consistently good track in NASCAR 2005.
Mm-hmm. It's fun.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, looking at the comments here, we'll get through a few of them here. Steve Castaneda said, MTJ last week. That's a good old ass whooping. Hendrick Motorsports today. That's really cute. Rudy K says FS1 booth. Says Kyle Larson's the only one to watch. Alex Bowman. Who needs a spotlight when I have a great pit crew? Kyle Larson. Well, and that's all it says. I'm not even censoring myself there. Groovy Goose says Rick Hendrick. Hippity hoppity. This race is my property.
The Hendrick me too. That's right. They're walking.
Seeing Hendrick that happy felt really good, and also that's the first one. That's the first time he's got the beater when Alex won. So that was pretty cool.
And also, he's one win away from being the winningest car owner in NASCAR history.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We're at that point in his career now where he's going to
be good if Chase Elliott could pull that off this weekend.
Yeah. I think who's going to tie it, and then the other question is who's going to break the record for him.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'd say Elliott might tie it with all the road courses coming up, but then there's a few good ones for both Larson and Bowman coming up, so it might be one of those two.
If Bowman
at Nashville,
that's what I was about to say. That Eric, dang it might be Bowman at Nashville, man.
It might even be Bowman at the Coke 600. Do y'all remember when he dominated most of those, and then something happened to him last year?
Mm-hmm. Really quick, get through a few more here. Spencer Smith, another day, another DNF. It's hard being an Almirola fan.
Oh gosh, you poor soul.
I honestly do feel bad for Almirola.
IDK picked him first round in his draft. It
hasn't all been the driver's fault, obviously.
I know. It's just so bad.
Let's see. Billy 88 Joe, NASCAR busts, Danny B suck picks.
Flying Gator just said in the chat, Erik Jones is going to pop off and take the record back.
if you're telling me that I can say Alex Bowman will suck week in and week out, he's going to have the worst season ever then.
Let's see. I can't read your username, so I won't say yours. There was one that was really good, but if I can't read it and there's no way I can get around it, I'm just not going to read it.
Can't read it.
Let's see. Wow, this dude had a great day. Richard Gunther, my favorite drivers, 1 through 6. Great day for a great race. Way to go, HMS.
Oh, that's cool.
Man, and I was sitting here's me that was always happy if my one favorite driver got like a top 10. Let's see.
That made my whole week.
2009, 2010 were fun.
Those are so bad. They're so miserable.
Let's get one more before we get to the final comment. So let's see if we got a good one.
I'm already putting in negative for the final one.
Well, you know what? This dude, I'm getting you because you got a Vikings jersey on in your profile. Blue Faye at 29 says there should be a box to check named Turd. So he did not like this race.
He did not like it at all.
You sure that wasn't the first comment? That sounds like a first comment.
Yeah, it sounds like a typical first comment.
Now, let's see. There's so many comments I'm having to scroll through. All right, we got to the bottom one from Isaac Gonzalez. Is it negative or positive?
Negative.
He was having a good day. He's a big Larson fan.
Yeah,
Larson ran well.
I'm going to say positive. I've seen this name before.
I don't know. Yeah, I've seen. I'm just going to go with negative though. Let's go with the negative here.
This was a boring race from start to finish. Half the cars were multiple laps down, and there were 3 cars who had a legit shot at winning. That being Larson, Elliott, and Bowman, the winner. Racing was super spread out and made the race unwatchable for me. Super crappy race with 8 angry emojis.
Yeah. There we go. I knew it was going to be negative. You already know it's going to be negative here.
I'm glad we don't have pick points for that one.
Jeez.
We should add that in next year.
No. Wait, how can we do it when you can't be a part of it?
Oh, it is true.
He's just the moderator.
Crap. Never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
That was the poll. The famous
iceberg poll.
Bippity boppity boop.
We got some big news to talk about this week. We're halfway through the show, but we've got some big stories. What's first up, Danny?
Well, we want to talk about, and we kind of, somehow we talked about this at some point. Brad Keselowski, what is he doing? It's very possible that he might be considering, and it sounds actually likely from some of the reports that I've been seeing, it seems likely he may consider an opportunity to go race Roush Fenway's number 6 car next year, but also it would make him a part owner in the Roush Fenway racing team. Now, how will this move even happen? Why make this move now? How will this affect Roush with their current drivers, Ryan Newman and Chris Buescher? And who would possibly take over to number 2? I'm going to go ahead and answer that first one, in my opinion. Why this move now? Brad is in his late 30s. He's got, 2 or 3 young daughters, I think he's got to, provide for still. He's not going to be racing forever. He can probably race easily into his mid-40s, I'd say, before he's ready to finally hang it up. He's had experience as a Truck Series owner in the past, learned from probably one of the best Xfinity owners in the past as a mentor, Dale Earnhardt Jr. I mean, he's seen the best. He's been a part of winning team with Penske Racing, but it doesn't seem like the The love for that team is the same as it was a few years ago, especially with teammate Joey Logano being one of the more notable things that we've seen in the past.
And Ryan Blaney's on the rise.
And this would just make the most sense financially for him to make this move, giving him a setup for the future after racing. And it could be maybe a chance to revitalize Roush Fenway racing.
And also you have to remember, he has car owning experience in the truck series. I mean, he was a former truck series owner. So, this makes a lot of sense. For Newman, though, that would probably mean either you're out or retirement. I don't see them getting rid of Buescher.
Newman makes sense to be the time to retire. I mean, I hate to say it because I know he loves racing still. I know that for a fact. But he came in the same year as Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy just retired. It's making sense. We're probably gonna have Newman and Kurt Busch eventually retire.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I don't see them getting rid of a Buescher unless Fastenal, which just signed through 2024, unless they go with Keselowski.
They haven't had a partnership like that in a while. Roush Racing had
not many people have had that.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
No, but Roush, Fenway, Keselowski, because it sounds like this is happening. I mean, I was telling you guys before the show, I saw Joey Meyer tweet, I think yesterday. He was, I believe, Brad Keselowski's spotter for many years. I don't know if he still is.
Why are we leaking information?
Yeah, he basically was saying, like, who leaked this before we were going to announce it? Like, that kind of thing. He was upset at whoever leaked it. So I think it's happening. I think
the media's job, man.
By the end of this year, Brad Keselowski will be announced as a co-owner of Roush Fenway Racing and the new driver of the number 6, which I agree. I think Newman, that means he's out. I don't think they open up a third car for him. Don't know if that means he retires or if another team for some inexplicable reason decides to pay him what he's been making all these years. I just don't see it. But another factor, we talked about Keselowski owning a truck series team in the past. He's also currently owns a manufacturing company, Keselowski Advanced Manufacturing. Roush Fenway, I don't remember exactly which parts of the next gen car, but they have a manufacturing division of their whole business. Roush does. So there's sort of a cohesiveness between those two businesses as well that makes this, I think, make a whole lot of sense. From Brad Keselowski's perspective, he wanted a long-term deal last year from Penske, and Penske said no. He gave Ryan Blaney a long-term multi-year deal. He just gave Joey Logano a long-term deal, but he said no to Keselowski last year, and then during the pandemic kind of made things uncertain. Keselowski was forced to sign a one-year deal with Penske for probably much less money, or maybe not much, but less money for sure than he had been making per year his previous contract. So I think that rubbed Keselowski the wrong way. Factor in his recent run-ins, public run-ins perhaps with his teammate Joey Logano. I think Brad Keselowski has been looking for a way out of Hendrick Motorsports or out of Team Penske for a while.
It could have been Hendrick Motorsports.
I was going to say
it could have been.
He was looking at Hendrick last year, I think, before the pandemic hit and plans changed and everything sort of changed.
That door is shut. There's no way for him to get back.
No way. Yes, that's a pipe dream.
Now I'm wondering what happens with the two. I know the current plan is right now for Austin Cindric to take over 21. Matt DiBenedetto goes bye-bye from that organization. But you have to imagine, plans are subject to change. Could that put Cindric into 2 and open up new opportunities in the 21 camp?
I'm thinking that 2 team is Roger Penske's baby. Mm-hmm. I mean, he put Rusty Wallace in that car. He replaced Rusty Wallace with a champion in Kurt Busch. Mm-hmm. He then replaced Kurt Busch while still at Penske with Brad Keselowski. So I have to think that no matter who it is that they choose, Roger Penske has to have complete and full trust in that driver because he's going to have sponsorship for every team.
That's their flagship car right there, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So could
it be Logano maybe?
That's what I'm sitting here thinking. Could Logano shift from 22 to 2?
Because Cindric would then still be in the 22. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that doesn't matter or whatnot. But I'm just thinking that that team for Penske, he always puts who he feels is his best driver in that car.
Yeah, but that doesn't translate to crew chiefs that gave him Jeremy Bullins a couple years ago instead of taking Paul Wolford.
Yeah.
I think, if you want my prediction, Austin Cindric will go to the 2, and I think Matt DiBenedetto is the luckiest son of a bitch in the whole thing.
You are so lucky. You get to stay. You're right.
He's going to stay with the Wood Brothers next year, if I had to guess.
Now,
it sounds like I heard him talking on SiriusXM NASCAR radio about how he's basically looked at this whole thing sort of whoa, like even he's kind of admitting like he's kind of just watching and waiting now, seeing what Penske does with Hendrick, because nothing's been put to paper yet. They said Hendrick was going to go to the 21.
No, but hey, yeah,
well, remember that Matt DiBenedetto's contract goes through 2023, but they have an option every year whether or not to pick that contract.
And I think they will.
Year.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You're right. Yeah, he is. I thought of that when that was announced. I'm like, man, DiBenedetto, like, if they can't find a really good replacement, because they will need somebody, I think, better than DiBenedetto to replace him.
Who does Ford have in the camp right now that's ready?
Hey, good old Riley Herbst. Good old Riley Herbst, bro. Hey, he's going to go.
That's a good one. That's a good one. You know, while we're at it, well, maybe we should put Deegan in there instead. She's totally ready. Yeah, there's no Newton to the two.
It's like, get on the phone. Hey, Paul, you want to come back?
Wait, Eric, did you say Ryan Newman?
I put Ryan Newman in the 2. Why not?
Put him back in the 12.
Yeah, why not?
There you go.
And put Blaney in the 2.
Oh my gosh, this musical chairs over there just rotating.
Blaney, okay, Blaney 21, DiBenedetto 2, Newman 12, okay.
Some people were saying in the chat earlier, DiBenedetto to the 2. I'm like, no, come on, we're not going to do that. No, that's not going to
watch. That's what happens now. After we say this.
I don't know.
The only reason I can see them doing that is if they've already made the Austin Cindric 21 T-shirts and they're all sitting in a warehouse. They don't want to have to reprint all of those T-shirts.
It's like, these T-shirts are going overseas.
Yeah.
Well, let me check something. I have hold on. I gotta find it. I have a Google Doc with like whose contract expire this year.
There's a lot of unknowns. I saw, credit to J-Ski, they just put out their like 2022 driver chart, and so it's a very cohesive list of all the drivers that have unknown or confirmed ending contracts.
I can read some of them off, and there's a few that are like no goes for sure. Kurt Busch ain't coming back. That's for sure after how they ended off.
Not.
Austin Dillon ain't leaving his grandpa's team, especially since he's actually doing a lot better than people think. I don't see Hendrick in any way having a contract end in 2021 for Kyle Larson. No. I don't think LaJoie is going there. Tyler Reddick, his contract ends this year.
I mean, he was a what am I trying to say? BKR driver back in the day for a brief period.
I think at this point, Reddick might be with RCR for a little bit.
Cheddar seems to like him.
Maybe this guy will bring sponsorship with him, even though it seems like Penske doesn't need it. Eric Almirola.
Oh God.
That's that bacon money though.
After this news today, no, I don't think Chris Buescher's moving after the news today. Well, he isn't after the news today. Let's see. Ryan Preece will be a free agent more than likely. Anthony Alfredo. I like Anthony Alfredo.
Yeah, we like him. It's just we prefer him to run in Xfinity right now, I guess.
I see Alfredo staying where he's at. I see Preece honestly just going back to modifieds.
Stenhouse is up after this year. Maybe he gets a second chance. I mean, come on. Penske brought in all
Stenhouse. He always finds a way to stay in, I think. So he's fine. I think he's fine, honestly.
Cody Ware.
Hey. Alex Bowman doesn't have a contract next year. They keep saying.
Where's this contract? Where's this contract?
I'm going to have to buy 2 here, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Watch Alex Bowman do all that, and they don't re-sign. Like, nah, we're good.
21.
There's 2 other semi-competitive drivers, no matter what the series they're in, that are left on this list, and it's Justin Haley and Ty Dillon. I don't see that happening either, personally. No. So I think it's, I
think Cindric will get the 2. I think DiBenedetto will stay in the 21. I think they'll pick up his option because, that's one less thing you have to worry about changing into a new car next year.
No. What if Herbst got the 21? I don't know.
I would scream. That would be rough.
I think in this respect, the Penske's going to go the way of the Habsburgs and stay in the family.
Yeah, just keep it in the family, y'all. Please don't go out. That's on Ford. Hey, that's on Ford for not really putting much of an emphasis on their driver because, like, who are the Ford development drivers? Deegan, Herbst,
the Grays.
The Grays. That's right.
I don't know.
I guess you have Todd Gilliland.
Yeah, technically, I guess, true.
But, like, what's happened? All the Ford development drivers are in trucks now. There's nothing in Xfinity now.
Cole Custer and Chase Briscoe got promoted to Cup so quick that kind of thinned out their roster.
I like how I keep saying there's nothing in Xfinity, and I have to remember, yes, Riley Herbst technically counts, but...
Hey, maybe Todd Blue gets put in, man.
Hey, maybe he does. Yeah.
Is Riley Herbst a Ford development driver, or is he just a driver who happens to drive a Ford because he has gas?
He is a driver who has Monster Energy sponsorship.
Yeah,
That might be about it.
Let's see it on the 20.
No, he's got Stephen Wallace syndrome.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Big news this week.
We kid too much on Riley Herbst. He's had a few good moments.
No, well, okay.
A few. He's had a few. He's had a few.
I mean, he passed Matt Mills at Darlington. I'm sorry, man. When you were running in the car that freaking beat Kyle Busch last year, I don't expect you to go out and win, man. I don't expect you even to go in the top 5. But man, run in the top 15, the top half of the field.
The top 15. I feel like the top 15 in that car is doable.
Good Lord! Seriously, you make it. Oh my God!
He won an ARCA race. He almost won a truck race.
Yeah. People who managed to find the brake pedal won an ARCA race too. I'm sorry, I'm reaching my wit's end here. I'm kind of getting I'm getting pissed at this point because this guy is not ready for Xfinity, and every week they put it I feel like they slyly and subvertively just throw a diss at him every week. They're like, this is the car who led 200 of the 201 laps last year, currently running 26. I'm like, Jesus Christ. The broadcast is roasting you.
I don't even think they're doing it on purpose. They're just reading the stats.
They're just reading stats. That's it. They're just doing their jobs.
I want to see
roasted you.
I want to see who will do better. Riley Herbst and Stuart Haas equipment, or Cole Custer and Kevin Harvick and bad equipment.
Wait, so this weekend at COTA, yeah. So Harvick's going to be.
We'll find out.
No, Harvick's gonna. Yeah, my money's on Harvick. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Car's going to look like Casey Kane's driving it again.
Denny delivers laughing Hannah Newhouse right now. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I've been holding this in. We've had it in our chats talking about it. I've been holding this in now for half the damn regular.
It's crazy.
Even I don't like to make personal attacks at a driver or anything like that. But there's just, it's just objectively, he's obviously not. I mean, I can't fault the guy for not being as good as the last guy. I get it. He's not necessarily going to be as good as Chase Briscoe, but when you're this far off, at some point, it's I hope SHR has a contingency plan behind the scenes, but we know they probably don't. We know it's Herbst until that money dries up. That is frustrating.
For anyone who thinks I only roast Natalie Decker, I haven't done that in 2 years.
Dude, we haven't talked about Decker in 2 years.
We roast who's trending to roast.
Yeah, there you go. See,
we dogpile on people. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't get me wrong. I hope he does better. I really do. And I think he has shown flashes, but man, it's not looking good this year.
I'm going to go ahead and read this super chat early, just because it's convenient for right now. Antar Das gives $1.99 and says, "We need more brutal Jarrett."
Dude.
There we go.
There you
the Gold Girl shirt, man, has brought something out in me.
I was waiting for you to reference the Golden Girl shirt.
I know. I was waiting on that.
Well, hey, on the subject of questions and comments from the audience, let's move away from Mr. Herbst and let's talk about this week's mailbag question. It does come from Dale Alexander. He says, if you guys had to watch every full-length race from the same season, which season would that be? I think mine would be either 2001 or 2002. Thanks for all that you do, and I enjoy the podcast every week. I'm going to go ahead and say I would probably watch 2005. I feel like that was a really good year, right at the peak of it. A lot of fans were still into it. Had a good mix of new guys and guys still at their peak at that point. I would probably go back and watch 2005.
I'll one-up you. 2004. There you go. It was my first ever year watching the sport, and Junior had won 6 races, so that was the perfect time to get in. Poor Jarrett got in a year later. That was rough. That was rough. But yeah, 2004 though, man, because there was full grandstands. Those were the days where quite often you could hear the crowd over those engines quite often, and then especially if like someone like a Jeff Gordon messed up, everyone was still cheering back in those days too, even still then. So 2004 though, just because that was the same year of the inaugural chase, and there were a ton of awesome storylines for that season. You had some triumphs, and then you had tragedy, unfortunately, come during that season. But 2004 overall, one of the best seasons in NASCAR history.
I'd pick 2011. That was kind of the first year I got really hooked back into the sport big way. Bunch of first-time winners, epic playoff battle between Edwards and Tony Stewart. I was rooting for Edwards over Stewart, I'll be honest, but it still was a really just the tear that Tony Stewart went on was impressive. A lot of good races that year. Yeah, the cars were butt ugly, but I'll let that slide.
They were thick. They were
some
thick,
surprising moments. And he still had the 2-car tandem. That's the only thing I don't know that I love about 2011.
Gosh, yeah, that was amazing.
I'll let it slide.
I remember. I didn't mind it at the time. I enjoyed it sometimes.
I thought it was absolutely nuts in that Bud shootout when they were getting like well over 200, like 210. I remember 210, 215. They were getting crazy speeds in that thing.
That was nuts.
So my first one was 05. My second one was 2011. So I don't want to, for the sake of answering the question, I won't go and repeat. But it's hard to pick because I watched through both these seasons in the last year. It's hard to pick between 2014 and 1992 for me. We can pick the ones we haven't watched live.
Very different years, by the way. Very.
Yeah, I'll go just because I experienced it, and I would love to go back and re-experience it for a lot of reasons. 2014, as a junior fan, it was just amazing to have a time where I could go in each week and know my driver was going to compete for the win, and know my driver was a championship level threat, and just know that every week, if I'm listening on the radio or something like that, I'm going to have fun. He's having fun. So that for the personal reason. Racing reason, I loved the racing of that time. We did not appreciate it as much as we should have. And what people need to realize about 2014, I'm just going to say this now because I remember being on Twitter at that time. I remember going online in comment sections. People did not love 2014 the way that everyone likes to say they did.
No.
Everyone was asking for something different. Nonstop. Actually, they were asking for the 2016 package. I remember because Matt Kenseth went to Michigan testing the next that year and said, "Hey, we should do it where we cut down the spoiler and have low downforce." And 2015 was the follow up. But I wish I would have appreciated the racing as much as I do now when I go back to watch it. There was a great mix of good racing at different tracks. A lot of tracks had aged perfectly at that point. I mean, Kansas, Chicagoland, Atlanta, mile and a halves like that were at their peak. Well, Atlanta was past it, but was still good. But a lot of the mile and a halves were at their peaks. The short track racing that year was tremendous. There were great fuel mileage victories. Nobody knew how to work the playoff system yet, the same way that in 04, no one knew how to work the chase. So there was definitely an air of mystery around the season towards the end. Like you knew what you were coming up to, but you didn't know because it was something so different. The pack racing had improved a ton over 2013. It wasn't as good as it is now, but it was still pretty good. What else can I really say about it that I liked? The engine sounds
were
that was good, but I liked it because that season and 2011, in a lot of ways, even if I didn't appreciate them at the time as much as I do now, revitalized my love in the sport. Whether it was for my favorite driver doing well, the racing, just stuff outside of it leading up, whatever. So I would go back and re-experience 2014. More than, if I could for the first time. There are so many seasons I would love to watch for the first time, just to know or feel again. One that I think of right now that no one seems to remember is the 2014 first race at Richmond. The second one was absolute dog crap.
The first one was good. I remember that.
That was a great race because it was originally going to be almost like a fuel and tire strategy race. Caution comes out at the end. I don't even remember it was for debris. If it was, shame on you, NASCAR.
Thank you.
And also thank you because it ended up being good. It was like between like Gordon, Logano, Kenseth, and Keselowski. And then after the race, they went after each other.
Yeah.
It was the start of the buildup towards 2015, Erik.
It really was. Keselowski coming over, pointing at Kenseth for, I don't know.
It's like, you did that. You did. How dare you
race?
Line. Yeah, how dare you race Kenseth? How dare you race me hard?
But yeah, so 2014.
And just a reminder, you can always watch these seasons anytime on YouTube, of course.
The famous YouTube.
That's when NASCAR, the famous NASCAR YouTube.
YouTube.
That's actually when NASCAR started uploading them. Their first race they uploaded the week after was Pocono, and they completely screwed it up by saying Dale Jr. wins Pocono.
Which I gotta say, props to NASCAR. They saw the demand for people who wanted to go back and watch full-length races on YouTube from people like Dave W. and people who've been doing this for years.
Race Fan 84.
So props to them for recognizing that and putting some of these races out there in really great high definition quality.
They were ahead of the curve in front. They were ahead of the curve in front of a lot, and I mean a lot of different leagues. I mean the NFL didn't start putting games consistently on, and not even new ones, but just any in general on YouTube until like 2018-19.
Yeah, but NASCAR's been on
ahead.
They've been on it.
So props to NASCAR on that one. I think I and a lot of fans around the world appreciate that one.
Well, we love looking back at seasons gone by, and a great way to remember seasons gone by is by the purchase of NASCAR diecasts like these that you can get from our friends over at Lionel Racing, who are, again, this week's sponsor, and we appreciate them always being a part of us. I, this week, have gone, since Alex Bowman just got his 4th career Cup Series victory, this is where it all started. His first Xfinity Series win from the Chip Ganassi number 42 at Charlotte back in 2017. Yeah, 2017.
Mikey! That's all I got to say. Mikey! All right, go ahead.
I'm rolling with Matt Kenseth's 2006 dual car. A fan actually sent this to me, and you aren't going to be able to see it on my webcam, but I mentioned this in my episode. There's a little like red scratch of paint right here, and he says that's from where his younger brother used to run into it with a Casey Kane car, and he thought that was funny because Kane Kenseth so many times. So I thought that was a nice added detail, but a sharp-looking car.
So you got a race version.
Yeah, I got a career version.
Well, I got my diecast is finger licking good KFC Dale Jr. car. I just, man, I love how this looks. I wish there was more KFC sponsorship, honestly.
He had his own brand of chicken for a brief moment for KFC. The Dale Jr. diet, as they call it.
Completely destroy your internal organs with Dale Jr. KFC.
You get a 12-piece of tender, crispy.
And while you're at it, go home and destroy your liver with some great Budweiser.
The Dale Jr. diet.
The Dale Jr.
I'm sorry. There's so many better chicken companies that can be in NASCAR, and they haven't been in NASCAR.
Yeah. He also had to deal with Long John Silver.
Raising Cane's chicken.
Raising Cane's. Let's go.
Casey Kane, lost opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be real. For how religious he is and stuff off the track, I feel like Michael McDowell would be perfect for a Chick-fil-A car.
Yeah.
Church's chicken.
Or Church's chicken, yeah. Dude, Church's chicken, that is the greasiest chicken I've ever had in my life.
One thing, it's not showing up on there it is. They have an actual grill at that time.
And they have the tire tape too. Nice.
Oh yeah. On the bottom they have the.
I always love that.
Yeah. So.
But if you're an Alex Bowman fan like me, you can pre-order his 2021 Dover victory from LionelRacing.com. And Lionel Racing is actually doing a pretty cool set for you Hendrick fans in the 164. They're doing a Hendrick Motorsports Dover 1, 2, 3, 4 set. It'll be standard edition cars, but it'll have all 4 of the cars that they finished 1 through 4 in from this weekend. Go check that out. Add some new pre-orders to your list for your favorite diecast and shop LionelRacing.com for any of your favorites diecasts that are out there right now. Moving on. Guys, we just went under a severe thunderstorm warning because it is time for...
It's the lightning round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast.
The famous lightning round.
The famous lightning round.
The famous lightning round.
Garrett, what do we have on tap for tonight?
Well, Road America, a race that I will be at for the 4th of July.
I'm going to get my tickets this weekend, Jared. I promise. We're going to do that together.
And then we're going to watch. Sorry, Danny. We're going to watch a trailer race together on that Saturday night.
Oh, where's that going to be?
My home track, Rockford Speedway. Actually, it's like literally right outside my neighborhood. So
nice.
I still hate that Southwest did us like that.
We'll find Trust me, I'll get the schedule to you, and we'll find a way to get all together figure eight trailer races.
Once everyone is
figure eight. Oh, I didn't know that. Now we're really getting interesting. Now, ooh.
Once everyone's finally in the Nashville area, we'll all go to Highland Rim Speedway. I showed Darian some of that. Now he wants to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that
circle.
Yeah.
Getting on back to it, Road America's race on the 4th of July will be called the Jockey Made in America 250.
Good name for a July 4th race.
So just letting everyone know that race, yeah, it's 250 miles, but or kilometers, I don't know, one or the other, 250 something. That's over 4 freaking miles, man. That track is huge. Anyway,
basically a whole forest, basically.
NASCAR
has informed teams that masks are optional outdoors in the garage and pit area starting this past weekend at Dover. They got to be worn inside haulers and buildings. But to be real, NASCAR's probably not going to be going in there in the hauler being like, hey,
put your mask on.
All you people who already are together every day of the week, put your mask on around each other.
Put it on.
Eddie Gossage is going to be retiring after the All-Star race this year. That one came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The Coke 600 going to be running at full capacity on Memorial Day weekend, baby, according to Bob Pockrass. Roush Fenway Racing, or would it be Roush Fenway Kozlowski Racing, is going to it's going to launch its own crypto coin. I think it's supposed to be either on the Chainlink blockchain or the Ethereum blockchain. I'm not sure. But by the dip.
Roush Fenway to the moon!
To the moon!
They honest to God might be. Anyway, the All-Star Race fan voting has begun. Whether or not they rig it or not, still to be determined.
I doubt Jesse Awuji will win the All-Star Race.
Hey, Jesse Awuji, get him a car! Hurry!
No, this is too much.
Who'd he beat? Dale Jr. and Danica Patrick.
Oh, this is crazy.
Anyway, Austin Cindric's going to be running this weekend in the Cup race. Or that Road America in the Cup race, I should say.
Coda. Oh, and Road America. Yeah, my bad. Yeah,
it says Road America on here.
Wait. So Cindric's running Coda this weekend and then Road America. Okay. Just want to make sure.
Alex Bowman and Hendrick Motorsports are very close to a multi-year extension. Hendrick, when he was in the presser talking about that, freaking lit up. He looked pretty excited about that. So I'd expect news about that.
Then why didn't they sign him to a multi-year deal last year?
Yeah, look at that. What's happening
Well, why didn't he win multiple races last year?
Fair, but
even me, as a big fan of his, I said at the beginning of this year, he needs to win 2 races, and he did that. So.
And Jared, you predicted that, didn't you? He would get multiple wins this year?
I said it'd be his breakout year, yeah.
Yep, and it is. Right on cue.
I think I had him in my championship 4 in my preseason. Let's see who can one-up each other. Who's the biggest Alex Bowman fan here?
I had him in my
Danny, where do you have him in the playoffs? Yeah, that's right. He's not making the playoffs, right? Because that means he'll do really well.
He's going to suck, which means that he will win.
There you go. Very, very good. All right, never mind.
Everyone, get hard for Menard because he's back in a 5th Thor Sport truck at
Jesus Christ,
Danny. What favorite driver of yours is Menard?
My 3rd favorite.
Who's your 2nd favorite?
I don't know.
There's a running joke that me and Danny and Claudia and my girlfriend have with that. Just we'll explain it one day. Just don't worry.
You can explain it to me at the house, basically.
Second favorite changes every week. It'll always be 3rd favorite for Menard.
But dude, Menard's back, thank God. And where? What is he racing in?
The truck series, number 66. Menard's isn't even on the truck.
Hey, so he's doing his own thing. There you go. When I come back. He's a decent road course ringer, so watch out.
I Am Athlete featured Kyle Busch this week, and it was great. He still hates Joey Logano, too.
Dude, that was great. He's like, the problem is he's two-faced.
I've heard that, and a lot of people have heard that in the garage from, like, a lot of freaking people about Logano.
That's common. That's a common criticism that drivers seem to have for Joey Logano.
Hey, question. Do you think we could up the asking price to, like, Lionel and Forney to, like, be, I don't know, like, $200,000? Because if we can get Jeff Gordon's 2015 Rainbow Warrior car that's being auctioned off.
Oh, for only $200,000.
And it shows
that's chump change.
It shows that people don't understand like what year that are.
They don't understand the value.
No. Mm-hmm. They called it a 2014 car.
Erik, we need you to get like.
Oh my God!
We need to get Erik to do like 7 out of the grooves out every day for the next year, and we might be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
We got 3 more things here, so we'll get through these real quick. Dale Jr. and Jeff Gordon are going to have a competition for what Alex Bowman's Nashville scheme will be. There's already been some really cool things put out there by designers like Lefty and a few others, so I can't wait to see that.
Which I think that's really cool. Ally's title race to have more of a unique car, not just running the usual Ally car. I'm really kind of hoping Jeff Gordon has a lot of flames in his, because that would look really cool.
Yeah, that would look cool, but I have a feeling like if fans are allowed to vote, they'll naturally just vote for junior stuff, right?
They'll just vote for Jesse Uji.
What's funny about well,
Jesse, what did you draw?
Jesse,
U.S. Navy.
I draw the horsey.
Well, anyway,
I'm sorry. Jesse Uji just followed me on Twitter the other day, so I feel bad.
It's the fan votes.
It's the fan vote thing. That's it. I like it too.
Well, it was funny. I saw Lefty's like designs for it of what he would do for it, and it was like a purple flame car, just like Jeff Gordon's old one for Bowman, and literally Dale Jr.'s 2017 Exalta scheme in purple for Bowman.
See, I like that one because that's also really pretty much his first win car too with the Exalta scheme. So I kind of like the sentimental value of that one.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Wait, oh yeah, that's right. It was just inverted. Yeah, so that actually would be really good. Jimmy Spencer will be on the Dale Jr. download soon. Yeah.
Okay. I don't always have time to listen to Dale Jr. download.
I'm listening to that one.
Listen to that one.
Yeah, because Junior is not a fan. He did not even sound like a fan when Mike Davis announced it live. I mean, because if you want to know why, is because when Junior won that race in 2001 at Daytona,
he questioned it.
Jimmy Spencer he just basically in a backhanded way said it was rigged. And I cannot wait to hear that conversation because Mr. Excitement don't hold back.
He doesn't. And you know what? There's a reason why NASCAR and like speed, like they wouldn't hire him, man. He just does not care. He says what's on his mind. I love that about him.
He's not bound by Fox anymore. Speed.
I never really heard that Jimmy Spencer have anything to say about that 2010 nationwide race.
I don't remember. I know that when he started talking out about the Gen 6 car right at the start, the same time Denny Hamlin did, within like a month he was gone.
Yeah, he was out. And you always have to remember his radio sweethearts from 2011 and 2012. That was his revenge against Kurt Busch in the end, basically.
Well, maybe the reason that he got basically kicked out of the sport is because he didn't pick up the tab for Brian. Anyway, YouTube group and channel Super Mega is going to be sponsoring Tommy Joe Martin's Xfinity car at COTA this weekend.
That's a cool scheme.
I'm gonna be honest. I think the scheme looks awesome. I've never heard of these guys, so I really don't know anything about them.
Yeah, I never really heard of them either, but
they got like 800-something thousand subscribers. So.
Yeah.
The thing is, that probably makes me sound so conceited. Dude, there's so many freaking YouTube channels out there that are so huge. I can't see all of them.
Even ones with 800,000 subs, you can't see.
My YouTube algorithm recommends me the people who make NASCAR content, model trains, fishing, and a few gamers. That's it.
And the Golden Girls, like in Jared's case.
What kind of videos do they do? What is their thing?
I don't know. I have no clue. It's some sort of
YouTubers in NASCAR making a crossover. I saw the Dude Perfect's going to be at Bristol, have some big event at Bristol.
That'd be cool.
That I'm interested in because I'm trying to look about maybe going just to the night race this year.
Damn, they're still around too. Damn, see, I remember watching Dude Perfect videos in like high school. You know what I mean?
2015, 2014.
Yeah. I remember the one they did with Junior
still
too.
Going strong.
I remember I tried to do a video like theirs once, and it took like way too many tries, and I'm willing to admit. But I was like 14, and what I did is I was at my family's house down in Arkansas, and what I did is I threw the basketball, hit it off the roof, off the shed, bounced off the deck, and on into the basket. And it took way too damn long for me to learn, like, hey, angles matter.
This is also in the era when on YouTube prank videos were a huge thing. Hey, this is Joey Salads. This is Joey Salads here. Hey,
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I saw that super chat. Anyway, we're done with the lightning round.
I'm just
million subscribers.
That's crazy, right? Man, I was laughing at the super chat.
All I'm gonna say is Flying Gator. I appreciate $1.99. I'm not reading that one. I'm sorry.
No way.
It'd be like elections. Yeah, but that was a lightning round.
All right, let's see if I can break my record. And
Settle down for what? Oh.
This was the lightning round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. I'm out of breath. And now, back to the show.
I really thought the lightning was going to get done before you got done.
Dude, I almost had it. I'll beat the lightning someday. I'll beat it someday. But now, back to the show.
Erik.
And our episode is sponsored by our other sponsor, Forney Industries. Y'all know, I don't have my hat. I always forget to bring my hat over here. That's okay. Y'all can barely read the hat anyways. But Forney Forney offers a full line of welding and plasma cutting machines, metalworking accessories, and much, much more. They have everything you need, whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a professional metal worker. They've got everything you need for your next project. So be sure to check them out at forneyend.com. Forney, I-N-D, not corny, chat. Come on now, chat. Not torny, no. Forney Industries.
You know they're going to mess up with the name.
No, I'm just making sure they know. I don't know what Danny's got their website pulled up.
This is kind of their website, but it just looks like it's the holy word. It's so bright.
It looks like we're getting possessed over here. It's like the Ring or something. Anyway, beautiful. Forney Industries, proud sponsor of the NASCAR Weekly Podcast and the Out of the Group Podcast Network. Yeah. Check them out. Forneyend.com.
All right, and
I'll be right back.
Not only are we sponsored by our good friends over at Lionel Racing and Forney Industries, we are also funded by viewers like you. And
Thank you.
Let's get into this. We've
got a lot.
We've got like 33 super chats. I'm going to read through these as quick as I possibly can. Stephen Gibson, appreciate your $10. Says we are about 13 races in. We have 10 winners with more on the way. I think it's actually 11. Should NASCAR get rid of the win and you're in system of playoffs and make it about consistency like the chase formats were? A couple of years ago, maybe would have said yes, but honestly, at this point, we're this far into it, and NASCAR fans are kind of getting tired of too many changes. I'm going to say no to that one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, my heart says, yeah, I want them to change it, but it's like Danny said, like NASCAR's changed it so many times that it's like, do I really want to see it change again? No.
I don't love it, but at least it's easy to keep track of. You know, you feel like your driver is never truly out of it. Even Erik Almirola fans still have a reason to watch because all it takes is 1 week and he's in the playoffs.
They're just hoping and praying. Blue Jimmy 48 fan, I see you just become a Danny B super fan. Appreciate you becoming a member of that, man.
Thank you.
Groovy Goose coming in for $1.99. Super chat brought to you by Groovy Goose. Oh, he's gone. Spend a UFO. Make sure he spends that when he comes back.
It's rotating, so it's.
I'll reach up. I'll spin it. Can I?
Yeah. There you go. Spin it.
I'm trying. Chad, I'm trying.
All right. Philip Richards coming up $10. Appreciate it. Would be cool if each race in Austin, Texas this weekend were won by the driver named Austin in each series. If only Austin Dillon were worth a dime on road courses.
I don't know about that.
It's true.
Wait for it. Jared, spin that UFO now! Spin it!
Spin the UFO! We got a super chat.
Oh, it's over here.
Okay.
Sorry, I went and got a piece of pizza.
Like, fit it.
Man, we're throwing back to 2018. Got a piece of pizza.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm hungry now.
Did that come from Papa John's?
Uh-oh.
No.
Press up.
Did you use Danny B25?
I plead the fifth.
He plays the fifth. Yeah, good answer.
It's a podcast. All we do is talk. You can't plead the fifth.
Michael Jensen coming in for another $5. Appreciate that. Still no one stealing a playoff spot. In natural points, McDowell is 16th. So the top 16 in points are the 16 playoff drivers still.
True.
Yep, I guess that is true.
It's true.
Groovy Goose at another $1.99. Will we see triple-digit numbers in NASCAR again? No. Not in the top 3 series. They might allow it for like a modified race or something like that one day.
Yeah, we won't be seeing that, though.
We read this great Jar Jar Binks super chat earlier, so again, appreciate that. Todd Blue coming in at $5 Canadian dollars. Where will I finish in Coda? You'll win it, obviously, Todd Blue.
No, you'll be up front.
Believe with your heart.
Yeah, you'll win up front. You'll run up front at least.
Ty Bands coming in at $5. Appreciate that. You guys should watch and react to Undercover Boss Steve Phelps edition. See him go undercover in different jobs in NASCAR and fail. I've seen that.
I've seen that before.
I've seen it. It is a good episode. I would probably try to watch it, but it is a CBS thing. We probably definitely would get copyrighted by that one.
It was on Netflix at one point. I remember it was a while back, but I remember watching that episode again.
Great idea, but I do know that Viacom would definitely go after us if we tried that.
Yeah.
Groovy Goose, another $1.99. Used to live near Nashville. Nice to see NASCAR back. Of course, I think that's probably referred more when we had Erik, unfortunately, I'm sorry. Urban Alvarado comes in at $9.99. Hey, Mr. Moses, do you think in the surrounding area of Nashville Superspeedway will have more investment like hotels, local businesses, etc., like one Daytona if Nashville Superspeedway could become successful? It's not that specific part where that racetrack is. That is becoming definitely a more of an industrial park area of the Nashville community. Amazon has a big facility right there behind the racetrack. I've seen a big Napa Auto Parts warehouse that's open up there. There's actually a lot of big warehouses that are opening up right along that stretch of the interstate that goes by Nashville Superspeedway. However, Nashville itself is growing like a wildfire still, mainly because I think Nashville at some point wants to host a Super Bowl. I think that's their end goal right there. They want to be able to host a Super Bowl one day. So
what about the noise?
The noise. It's too loud.
My dogs! Okay.
The noise is too loud.
It's too loud.
Harvick's favorite song, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. What a name. $4.99, appreciate that. We need 2014 rules package back. Also, more 2+ mile ovals. Deegan. Whoa, okay. Thank you for your money.
I remember that one. I should have worn
Thanks for the cash.
If you feel like scrolling back that far, you can read that.
I think it gets to the point where it hits a limit and it's not.
Yeah, you can't go back and see it.
Harvick is a cheater boy. Wow. Okay. $4.99. Kenseth needs to come back to Rick Harvick. Also, we are getting too many road courses. 4 is the right number. Let's give Michigan second date and 2 Mile Auto Club. Okay. Sorry, after that last one, I was reading slowly, so.
I don't want more 2 mile tracks.
Yeah, no, thank you. I am gonna miss Auto Club though. That is I'm gonna miss that configuration.
Yeah, Alex Bowman dug at a good grave. Platinum Paradise, $1.99. Will Hendrick have a better season in 2007?
No.
It's gonna be. It might be comparable.
That's hard. That's hard, man.
Not that dominant.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to have. Well, I think there's a better chance for all the drivers to get 2 wins this year. I mean, Casey Mears got a win that year, which is.
Yeah, but I mean,
they would have to combine for 18 wins to match that season.
Yeah.
And
mostly
this year there's been so many different winners. It can't.
They have
done.
4.
Yeah.
They would have
They're
to
on pace for like 12 at this point.
Yeah, which I think is comparable to 2014. They would have to win 14 of the next 23 races. And while that's possible, it is probable.
Yeah. So yeah, moving on. Todd Blue for $2 Canadian. Don't forget the guest pick. We did not. We got that one. So we got that one.
Yeah, we got it.
Which
finally.
One. We still need the trucking Xfinity.
Which I gotta say, guest. Whew. Kyle Larson on a road course. I don't know if I'd go with that one, but we'll see.
We'll see.
He's adding to the meme.
PTM Billy with $4.99. Appreciate that. Will we see any? Oh wait, we already asked this one. Will we see any of the diecast vendors at Nashville? Yes, it sounds like we will. Xavier Herrera coming in at $4.99. Appreciate that. To the naked eye, it looked like all Hendrick cars' back bumpers opening were a bit too high. Perhaps that was the advantage that helped them finish 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, they all passed inspection, so I don't know.
They got away with it if they did anything.
If you guys remember, Jimmy Johnson got penalized at the start of the 2012 season for a criminally cheated car that passed inspection too. So I'm just saying. I mean, look who's the competition director, I believe now there. Chad Canals.
He's gonna find a way.
Let's be real. He'll be like Drake and Josh and find a way.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I just caught what you said. Find a way.
Find a way.
All right, Benjamin Spencer, $4.99. I appreciate that. If a track were to get a third race, it would probably need to be Pocono or Martinsville. Harvick needs to get down on knees and apologize. Dega 2015. What is it the chat in Harvick for some reason?
Wait, hold on.
They've been crazy. My chats the last couple weeks, it's every super chat has like a little dig at Harvick at the end of it. It's
wait, did you say Pocono or Michigan like get a third race or something?
Pocono
like that?
or Martinsville. It'd be Daytona because they'd have the road course.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so
Definitely
Daytona already has 3 races.
I don't want to see another Pocono. I honestly don't even want to see another Martinsville. No, you're not gonna lie. 2's good.
Yeah, we're gonna have a disagreement here, Erik.
That's fine. I'm sticking to it.
We love our friends at Pocono.
Yeah,
we do.
G and coming
But screw Harvick.
that's what the chat said.
I'm just playing to our crowd here. That's all I'm doing.
Congrats.
Know your audience. Know your audience.
Congrats. That will be taken out of context and put on NASCAR Weekly Maincast.
Yeah.
Hate to see it.
I have a feeling like 12 of my quotes so far tonight will be on that too.
This has been a very quotable show. I will give us credit for that.
Yes, it has. GN of $2. Imp Lemon as a podcast guest in the future, please. He's been invited, from my understanding.
Yeah, let me call him really quick.
Well, he and I follow each other. I'll DM him later.
We've communicated with him before. We'd like to make something happen.
Is he back on Twitter? Is he back on Twitter now?
Yeah,
that's the problem
on Twitter.
Okay, he's back.
So yeah, I'll talk to him.
Ty Bands, $5. Appreciate that. I get SHR has one rookie and Cole is still new with no practice, but I think they are saving their money for the next gen car. Watch out for next season.
That's what I'm saying. They're saving. They got a little something cooking at the moment that they're gonna unveil next year.
Also, screw Kevin Harvick.
Screw Kevin.
They're giving Harvick all the good stuff. Screw that guy.
What's with the hate within this? I don't know.
But Platinum Paradise, $4.99, appreciate that. The fact that Almirola can win one race and be in the playoffs with the season he's had shows how flawed the format is. Huh?
That's also a very fair. That's the argument I was making for years, and I kind of gave up on it.
Hey, win Daytona, bro, and then shock the world.
Jake Stewie, I think that's how you say this one. $4.99. We should all send flowers, and I'm thinking of you cards to the entire staff at Stewart Haas Racing that's working on the number 10 team.
Hey, Erik Almirola can afford it. He should be sending them.
This has just been a solid SHR roast session. I hope.
Yeah.
Harris Lou, I hope you're not watching tonight, man.
Yeah.
Hey, put him in the 10 car. He's the bright spot. This is BS. It's too late. It's already an hour later.
Yeah, I know. I'm tired.
And Antar Dawson, $4.99, appreciate that. It's going to be weird to see NASCAR at COTA since I'm used to F1 or IndyCar being there. Very true. Very true.
Yeah. Please, somebody send it in turn one. What?
I'm just laughing at a comment.
I know it's when you're laughing.
It's just so random. Go ahead. Keep going, Daddy.
I can only imagine what it is. I'm not looking at it. C. Workman. Good to see you, C. Workman. $2. Ministry and sponsors are same. Engagement is greater than a big logo. I
saw him say that to Moody, and Moody basically dodged that completely.
Well, probably because he brought up ministry, so that's probably a fair thing. But I don't really talk about it that much. I work for pretty much a big minister kind of thing, and I kind of agree with that. You got to get engaged to get the word out there too. So,
word of God.
But don't you know that a logo will totally make somebody want to believe something or like something?
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't you just getting thirsty right here? Don't you just want to sit back and drink a Dr. Pepper while watching reruns of the Golden Girls?
You wouldn't grab the. And don't you want to root for Alex Bowman? I mean, he's the best NASCAR.
And don't you want to pre-order your Alex Bowman diecast from?
I don't have anything. I don't have anything to promote.
And smoke a pack of cigarettes.
There's probably there's actually a pretty good reason why there's only reruns of the Golden Girls. I would not want to see them all meet up today.
Oh no.
Hey, Erik,
except Betty White, she keeps going.
Yeah, Betty White.
Erik, you wouldn't grab something to drink. What'd you go grab to drink? Was it Dr. Pepper?
I grabbed myself a freaking Dr. Pepper.
he looked down in his shirt, like, I should do that.
You love to see it. Philip Richards, $5. Erik Marchesney in the chat said this first, so he gets the credit. But Bradley Herbst equals Danica Patrick.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Moving on. Isaac, $4.99. What can SHR do to turn themselves around? Could Childers maybe work with and mentor Custer/Briscoe in the same way Knaus mentored Byron 2019-2020?
You better.
Pray for a Festivus miracle.
Yeah, you better. You better hire some people to mentor him.
I don't know. Like with Byron, I'm not going to say he learned really much of that. I think it wasn't really the best chemistry there.
Yeah,
I'd say, yeah.
I don't know. Like it just didn't really work out like people thought it would. But he's much better at Rudy Bugle. So I don't know. Andrew Meyer, $5. Brad Keselowski got so fed up of Joey Logano's blocking that he'd rather join Roush than stay at Team Penske.
I don't blame him. Yeah.
He's
done.
That's the thing, though.
Yeah, he's done. He's done with Penske, man.
Antar Dust 299, appreciate that. Shell Pencil are happy with 22, so Hendrick to the 2. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. No way they're gonna switch.
I read your other one earlier, Antar, about the brutal Jarrett. Jimbo Burrito $2. Jarrett woke up and chose violence today. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
He does that every week though, like every day.
Yeah.
He's not a violent person. Jarrett's a sweetheart.
Are you kidding me? I'm the NASCAR equivalent of John freaking Wick.
Yeah.
I don't know if I go that far, but all right.
Violence is my other middle name.
Philip Richards with $5. Appreciate that. I want Herbst and Cup soon as possible, just to hear Mike Joy go at him like he did Cody Ware at Martin.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that too. Mike Joy would not put up with his stuff at all.
Groovy Goose $4.99. What does me and Matt Jaskell have in common? We were both flying objects this past weekend. Thanks for all y'all do. Y'all are the best.
Thank you.
I'm afraid I don't get that reference, guys.
Because he went flying on top of another car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. In the Xfinity race. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, the chat. All hail Plankton.
Wait, where has this come from?
I don't know.
Okay. 63 Corvette GS84, $5. Appreciate that. He says 2001, although it was a great and emotional season, it's one of the best ever. That's what he would go back and rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair point. Had some horrible downs, but had some great ups too that year. Jake Alcorn with 1999. Appreciate that, Jake. Thoughts on Kyle Busch's comments about Logano being two-faced on the I Am Athlete channel. Love the show, guys. Danny, you need a 48 banner to fill that background. Spin the UFO.
Spin the UFO. Oh, I think it's perfect. I think more drivers need to go on that podcast more often and be like, hey, I don't like this guy, and here's why. I think that's perfect.
If it wasn't for the fact that I work for a very much professional company and have to do a lot of Zoom calls each week, maybe I would put that 48 banner back there, but I think that would look a little too distracting in my meetings. Flying Gator, $1.99. Again, appreciate that. I'm not reading that one. I just remember what that one was.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Groovy Goose, $1.99. Shout out to the Spotify listeners. Spend a UFO. Hey, that's a cool shout out.
Hey, that's right. Yeah, we got
everybody
listeners everywhere.
Spotify.
And also Apple
Spotify.
Podcasts, all that.
I don't really like you, Apple Pod. You guys are dead to me. I only care about the Spotify listeners.
Whoa!
Don't do that.
It's late.
Dylan McCollum, appreciate the $1. Nothing said, just $1. Appreciate that. Dustin Thatcher, a third Pocono race would be another nap race, as he calls it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll interrupt this, Claudia. Just bring me what you brought me here. We forgot that we actually have this big Alex Bowman flag. So just start putting that behind me each week, and there we go.
What the hell? Why was that not up this whole time?
Good question.
It requires 3 wins in a season.
Oh, yeah. It's not unlocked yet.
This flag will fly high at Nashville Superspeedway.
Bowman DLC is only unlocked with 3 wins.
Yeah, so he'll
non-points races don't apply.
So win a third one, not an all-star at Texas, and I will put that up there.
Mm-hmm.
C. Workman, $2. Appreciate that. Just said moody big poop emoji. Okay. Tie bands, $5. Appreciate that.
They're tired just like us, man.
Yeah, the chat's off the rails.
We are almost done, guys. We have 2 more. Tie bands, $5. Appreciate that. If every car was spec, would Spire have a win by now or a championship? No. Jake Stew with $1.99. Tia Norfleet to number 20. To the number 2, 2022. So Tia finally getting that jump up. Oh, and Dylan McCollum, another $1. Appreciate that, Dylan.
Thank you.
All right, and that is the great messages from the chat in the super chats. We are funded by viewers like you. Now, let's talk about some more money, because the North Carolina and federal government has just announced that the North Carolina's version of the Government American Restoration Plan is to use $10 million a piece to renovate and restore parts of Charlotte Motor Speedway, Rockingham Raceway, and North Wilkesboro Speedway. This would include water and wastewater extensions, pedestrian walkway enhancements, speedway repavings, upgrades to facilities, bathroom fixtures and maintenance, grandstand repair, and erosion control. Now, the way I see this, at first I was really confused. Okay, how is this the best way to recover after a pandemic? And I realized, wait a minute, it's the perfect thing, because the whole thing that happened in COVID, all aside from people being sick, is now these businesses and the travel and hospitality and tourism industries have suffered deeply. Doing something like this, revitalizing people's reasons to come to North Carolina, is a good thing for North Carolina, so I can see why they have gone this route.
This is awesome.
I think if you've been given the money, which they've been given the money by the federal government, I'm, as a NASCAR fan, happy that a lot of the money is going towards, or a serious portion of the money is going towards several North Carolina racetracks. It sounds like, yeah, Charlotte, Wilkesboro, and the Rock are going to get $10 million each. I heard there's another $10 million that are kind of going to be spread around all the other short tracks in North Carolina as well. So that's a big deal. It's a big deal, especially for North Wilkesboro, because I don't think they'd be giving North Wilkesboro that kind of money unless there was a plan behind the scenes. Because right now, that's like you're throwing $10 million at basically an empty field. There's nothing going on in North Wilkesboro. But I think the reason this money's happening is because there's someone actually making things happen. It sounds like SMI really has a plan. It sounds like Marcus Lemonis at Camping World may be somewhat involved. And now the government's giving them $10 million. Now, a couple weeks ago, Dale Jr. said, you only need about $80 million to renovate the place. Now we got, if you include the $1 million from Camping World, you have $11 million now. So only nice $69 million more to go. And we got ourselves North Wilkesboro back, baby. But $10 million will go a long way at North Wilkesboro.
Only $69 million to go. Let's go.
I don't know if $10 million is going to get NASCAR back, but honestly, that could help it get to where it's a local racing facility.
Yeah, you can get some local racing back in the community. It's about damn time. I mean, the last time the track was open was 2011, and then it all of a sudden just shut down again. And now the potential of it being back open, I mean, we've been talking about this for a few weeks now, and I think me and Jared have basically kept the same stance. Like, hey, it's great, but I mean, this is the same song and dance we've heard time and time again. Like, there's no serious backing. And now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, today, boom, there's some serious backing here, and it's from the freaking government too. The freaking government is going to help revive. Feds. Yeah, the feds
out of their choppers.
The feds are freaking going to revive North Wilkesboro Speedway. You love to see it, man. And objectively speaking, some could make the case like, hey, well, this is so much needless spending. There's no, hey, but you know what? To us motorsports fans, this is great. This is great.
We don't actually know the number, because when we had the guy from Save the Speedway on, who I will admit I kind of eat my words here from what I said when I had my little spat with him. Not kind of, I am eating my words here. He said 10 to 12. Then Dale Jr. on Twitter says 80. Then Dale Jr. on his podcast says 30. So what the hell is the number? I mean,
yeah, it's so confusing.
I feel like this is a lot closer than we're giving it credit for.
Well, hey, let's say they got 11 million, because we've got to remember Marcus Lemonis.
Yeah, so you got 11 million right now. I mean, it feels like I would not think that they would put all this money to renovate it just to have a few late models on it, or even have a truck race.
Yeah, there's something
even
more.
Xfinity. I feel like this is definitely something where you got to go all in here. Try and bring it back to Cup. Same with the Rock. The Rock, I think, is definitely realistic.
It's ready. It's ready.
Already got safer barriers put up and everything.
Yeah.
That's a track that I don't think many people are quite as excited for as.
I'm excited. I'm
but
excited.
I'd say the general public would be like, oh, another borderline intermediate track in Southern North Carolina. Okay, it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but no, the Rock is definitely closer. But that's what I mean. You're right, Jared. I don't know what the number is for Wilkesboro, because we've heard a wide variety. Those who really want it back say, "Oh, it's cheap. We'll do it for nothing." But then those who are a little more skeptical are like, "It's going to be really expensive." I don't know what the number is, but the point is, when again you're throwing money at an empty field, basically just $10 million is going to do a lot for that place. It's going to bring it from the zero it is now. It's going to get it 30, 40, 50% of the way there, perhaps. So that is big in that respect.
And if it is 30, we're over a third of the way there already. So you get that in, you start having people like Marcus Smith come in to get behind this. On top of, I would not be surprised if Dale Jr., if this really hit, put like $1 million or $2 million into it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if there were some other older drivers like Tony Stewart or Jimmy Johnson or even Jeff Gordon that put money into it. I wouldn't be surprised this becomes a giant community effort to bring back North Wilkesboro or Rockingham, if there is a clear and concrete plan in place here.
And again, just a reminder, NASCAR has not raced there since 1996. So it has been decades,
really raced there since what, 2011?
Yeah, like 2010, 2011.
10 years.
Yeah, from 2010 to 2011, they had like this late model series for a brief moment. Chase Elliott actually won there, as a matter of fact, in 2010. So
my thing is like, if this does happen, and if you're going to bring these tracks back, you cannot do a repeat of like 2012, 13, whenever it was at the Rock, and completely half-ass it, do 2 years of the Truck Series, and then use attendance as as a bad reason to get rid of it. Because I'll be honest, that was a half-assed reason. There was probably some stuff behind the scenes that made it more difficult, because both those races for a freaking truck race had a ton of people there compared to other truck races. So
what's Rockingham's capacity? It's like 40,000, right? It's like 35. I think I looked up recently. It's
roughly.
Like 35K.
Around there, yeah.
I think for a track in North Carolina, that's a good number.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the tracks in North Carolina, you have to have a lower attendance just because of the density of tracks there, especially if you bring the Rock and North Wilkesboro back. You would probably have to cap out at 30 or 40, the same way that the fairgrounds are looking at.
If they ever did have a Cup Series race at the Rock again, I wish we could capitalize and get Dwayne Johnson to come out and say, "Finally, the Rock!
Can you smell?
Finally, the Rock has come back to the Rock to watch NASCAR."
Yeah. Dude, they need to get him out there for that. They have to, man. Come on, he would not pass that up. It's perfect. Perfect marketing thing.
Well, he would pass it up if they didn't pay enough.
Yeah, and he almost actually started a Cup team too back in the day.
That's what that $10 million is going to be used for. Yeah, to get Dwayne Johnson there to market
it's not when they put the Rock, they were saying, hey, it's just $10 million for Rock to.
I love that one of y'all sent in our group chat. It was like the PowerPoint presentation that like the state was giving, and it just was like, oh yeah, money will be going to North Wilkesboro Speedway and the Rock. And
here you go, Dwayne.
It just called it the Rock, and I thought that was very, very unprofessional government.
Yeah. Come on, feds.
NASCAR,
we don't want to talk about the feds.
NASCAR Weekly Podcast at 10 a.m. It just hits different.
Yeah, I better stop talking about the feds, or they're going to bust down on my door.
Okay, I think that's enough talk about that. Let's talk about this weekend's race, COTA.
Which of the hosts here would be most likely to have the feds knock down their door in the next 20 seconds?
Not me.
Not you, Jared.
It's totally me.
Because you're hiding UFOs. I see that. The government's all over that. Like,
dude, I am like the most law-abiding citizen you'll ever meet. Basically,
I spoke out about the Federal Reserve. They're after me now.
Move on. Okay,
they're gonna do me like Kennedy.
That's saying Jared. Oh no, someone's saying Jared. Okay.
Hey, Kennedy lied. Hey, remember, Kennedy lied. He promised he would serve a 4-year term and didn't lie.
Damn.
We're so late, bro. I'm tired. I'm so tired.
Dude, you're on the West Coast. How are you tired?
It's 8:00, man. We're usually done with the show by then. COTA! What's happening? What's happening at COTA?
Yeah, Danny, being the only one not there, you should lead us into this one.
They are making left and right turns in COTA.
Let's go.
All right. You can watch COTA on FS1. It will be on FS1. It'll be broadcasted on radio by the Performance Racing Network. Cup Series race starts at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. Xfinity starts at 4 Eastern Time. Truck Series will be racing at Saturday as well at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We will have practice and qualifying this weekend. Cup Series will be qualifying Sunday around noon, I do believe.
Mm-hmm. We get to see it. We get to see it again.
There will be between 30% and 40% attendance for this one, but you have to understand how huge this place is. That's about 60,000 people that should be in attendance for that.
If they get that number, that's awesome. I remember when I went to the IndyCar weekend when it first showed up, and I think they estimated 30 to 40,000 showed up for Sunday, and like it was certain sections of the grandstands were packed, and that was pretty impressive for their first weekend. If NASCAR can get anywhere near double that, that would be huge.
Yeah.
The weather forecast for Sunday is going to be pretty good. A high of 81. Mostly cloudy with a possible chance of a thunderstorm, about 50% chance of rain. However, it's a road course, so As long as there's not
hoping for no lightning. Yeah, that's my concern.
As long as there's no lightning, Texas can be known for some pretty intense thunderstorms, so we'll see. Saturday, high of 78, cloudy with heavy thunderstorms, so racing that day could be in jeopardy. Friday, 80 degrees, humid with huge thunderstorm. Jerry, you just kept making these get bigger and bigger. You kept writing these.
No, so that's the way AccuWeather put it.
With huge thunderstorms.
How accurate can that be? There's
a 60% chance of huge thunderstorms.
Huge, absolutely huge. No one's thunderstorms are bigger.
Huge.
Going into Coda 40 pick points, Jarrett is our points leader with 183 points. Erik trails him in second, -5. The chat is in third, -16. Darian is fourth, -26. I'm
P4 out of 6. Let's go.
I'm right behind Darian. I am fifth, -27. And the guest made a good comeback. They're now sixth, -34. We're down in the 40s, but the guests have come back.
Crap.
Now, I want to say one thing. Because of the correction with Noah Gregson, the chat did actually gain a ton of points back, which is why they're back in third.
That's big.
All right, now let's get into a little thing that we have here on the podcast, and it is called Race Picks. We'll be doing a few things in this. We'll be picking our winner for the Truck Series event. We'll also be picking a winner for the Xfinity race. We'll also break down who's going to suck, who's going to be our underdog, and who is going to win the Cup Series race. Now, let's get into the Truck Series. I'll start us off. Fellas, we ain't been able to do this in a long time. But my third favorite, Get Hard for Menard, Paul Menard, the road course ringer. He's going to get it done for Four Sport this weekend.
God.
Okay. Kyle Busch, he's not racing this weekend, is he?
No.
Only in Xfinity.
Road course ringers in the Truck Series. This is interesting. Ben Rhodes really surprised me. He really surprised me at the Daytona road course. Now, would I pick him for this? You know what? I'm going to go with talent here. John Hunter Nemechek. Overall, he's a good driver overall. And I mean, even in the last road course at Daytona, he was like, he had motor problems at first and his car stalled, and he still finished top 3, I think, or at least he was back in there at one point. So John Hunter Nemechek.
I want to go with Paul Menard because that would be fun, but I don't think it happens. I'm between John Hunter and, since you picked John Hunter, I'll go contrary to that. I'll go with my other pick, Sheldon Creed.
Yeah, I knew somebody was going to pick that. I knew somebody was going to pick him.
Well, I know I'm not going to lose the points lead, at least during the truck race, because Sheldon Creed was also my pick. I was like, please don't pick Creed. But yeah, I'm going to pick Sheldon Creed on this one. Just the most consistent road course driver out there for the Truck Series.
Absolutely. All right.
Hey, Darren, you want to DM just anybody and see what their picks are for our guest pick?
I'll DM someone.
Guys, I hate to say this. We took up a lot of Erik Moses' time. We weren't going to ask him to pick for every series.
I think the chat we can get clear pretty easily. I think is Creed.
Yeah, it's Creed.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like the top 3 is staying the same distance apart.
Lame.
Great minds think alike.
All right, I sent it, so it'll take some time to get the guest pick here.
When the guest sends something over, tell us who it is, unless it's White Flags Matter again.
No, it's not him this time. It's another buddy who'll actually be in Coda, actually, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, we'll see him. We'll see him. So, yeah, we can continue. Yeah, and as soon as he gets back, then we can get that.
So,
Xfinity
Series. Guys, did you know we actually have 5 Cup Series drivers competing, pretty much full-time Cup Series drivers competing in this Xfinity Series race. I'm going to run through who we have here. We have Kevin Harvick racing in number 5 of BJ McLeod Motorsports. We have Cole Custer driving number 17 for Rick Ware Racing. We have Tyler Reddick piloting number 31 for Jordan Anderson Racing. And then we have Kyle Busch in the 54 for Joe Gibbs Racing. You can't count him out when he's racing in that series. And then we actually have, this is when I kind of flew under the radar for me, Austin Dillon is driving the 77 for the Bassett team.
Bassett team?
Dylan Bassett.
Dylan Bassett.
So Austin Dillon, that was kind of more of a surprise one. I didn't know that one was happening.
And really quick,
Ludo's in the 8 this week as well.
And really quick, JC1424, thank you so much for sending in the guest pick. Really quick, he picks Creed for the Truck Series to win.
Okay, well, fair enough. For me, you don't see him in here that often, and I know he's never raced here before, but that car will be fast. He has a lot of talent. Kyle Busch. I'm going to Kyle Busch.
I was about to say, you know what? It's a toss-up right now because it's Kyle Busch.
You want to go with Austin Hendrick, but come on, Kyle Busch don't get many chances to do this.
Look, that's what I'm saying. And here's the thing. I feel like Kyle Busch is the most obvious pick, but something about Harvick and this BJ team. Here's the thing. I know, the equipment is not basically there. Wait, what?
Just the way you said that.
Something about Harvick and this BJ team.
Oh, no! I rocked into it. Dang it.
What? You walked into what? Okay.
I walked right into it.
You walked right into the BJ team.
Basically, I walked right into it. I'm sorry there. Dang it. All right, so something about Harvick and this team here. I feel like Harvick's going to use the most of his talent to get, the best out of that ride, but it may be to a win here. I don't know. It might be to a win here. This is road course racing, all right? Your equipment doesn't necessarily matter as much as on the ovals and short tracks and stuff. This is where driver talent is at its best on these road courses in stock car racing, in my opinion. Especially
so that's your pick.
Yeah, it's basically my pick, Harvick. Yeah,
that's basically my pick. So it is your pick.
Harvick is basically his pick, and basically the BJ team.
Dude, I am so tired now. Where it's I was about to ramble on and discuss why my philosophy, why I picked him.
8 p.m. where you're at.
We don't do the show at 8 p.m. here, though.
I know you. You're up late at night, anyways.
No, you only know that because I snap you. That's it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm torn on this, but I'm gonna go with the not super exciting pick 2 weeks in a row. He's got experience racing in the rain that Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick and them don't seem to have recently. I'll go Austin Cindric.
Damn you,
why
Erik.
not the BJ team? The BJ team.
I'm going with the Pete Penske, the P team.
The TP.
The TP.
The TP. I'm going with TP.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jared.
No problem. Well, I'll give more reasoning to this one because I also picked Hendrick. I compared him and AJ Allmendinger. Those were my two choices.
Yeah,
for
he was my second or third pick.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say this: the chat, put them down for AJ. I've seen that.
Oh yeah, they got AJ.
Yeah, they got AJ. Well, and also the guest pick Harvick as well, just so you can put that down too.
Poor.
Thank you, JC. Thank you, JC.
Anyway, since both of them were racing against each other in the last 9 races, the worst finish for Austin Cindric is 6th at a road course. AJ Allmendinger's is much worse.
He has 4 road course wins in the last 2 years.
Yeah,
Cindric has.
Yep, 9. Yeah. 4 of them. 9.
AJ's won more ovals than he has road courses lately.
Yeah.
So, I don't even recognize him anymore.
Yep. I'm going with Cindric, man.
Yeah, that's a good pick. All right.
Yeah, I know some of y'all are saying Boris said, but we're giving you Allmendinger so you even have a chance.
Yeah.
There are a lot saying Boris said. I will say it's close.
There's way more for AJ. There's way more.
Yeah, there's way more for AJ.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'll be curious to see who wins. I do like the idea of Kyle Busch. I mean, he doesn't get many chances, so we'll see how it goes.
He's rocking a very pretty Skittles car.
It's nice. It's very nice.
Now, moving on to who is going to suck for the Cup Series. And I know the last few times this one has bit me in the butt, but I got to be real. Aside from those random races at the Roval, I don't think Bowman's going to do good. So
You picked him again.
I don't think this one's going to end the same. I think this one's going to legit be not a good race for him.
All right.
Okay.
I probably, I feel like, look, they just got momentum, but his track record on road courses isn't particularly the best. So Bubba Wallace, unfortunately, is going to suck.
It's not a bad pick. I'm not going to say Almirola, as someone in the chat said. Please don't say Almirola. I'm going to go with Brad Keselowski, actually. I had to do some research. He's got 3 second-place finishes at road courses, but in his last, I think it was 9 or 10 road course races, he only has 3 top 10s. So he has not been consistent at road courses like he is everywhere else.
Erik Almirola. I'm kidding. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with the guy who seems to finish below 34th at every road course race for like the past year, Kyle Busch.
He has not.
He runs outside of the Clash, which isn't a points race, so I don't count it. Every single time he runs up front, and with like 20 to go, he gets crashed. And
something happens.
Something always happens. His luck ain't there. I'm going Kyle Busch as my side pick.
He is the only person I've ever seen literally rage quit the Roval. So
yeah,
that's right.
Like, that's it. I'm done.
And I'm looking at it here, and chat looks like they're going with Erik Almirola.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the guest pick for sucking underdog.
We don't even have to do it for that as long as we have the win pick, so that's all it really matters.
No, okay. All right, we're good. Thank you, JC. We're fine.
We don't need you.
We don't need you anymore.
Alrighty.
And let's see here. I'm seeing a few for Dylan, but I mean, I guess it's more Almirola for this one.
It's Almirola.
Yeah.
Kick them when they're down. Bless you.
Pardon me. All right, well, let's move on to underdog. Who do we think is going to have an underdog performance in this one? That's a tough one, being road courses and everything, but I guess I'm going to go with Daniel Suarez. I mean, he's gotten a lot of talk. Like, it sounds like he might be able to make a good run out of this one. I'm not going to say he wins, but I will say he might have a good race weekend.
This is where Erik Almirola revives his season. He will. Oh, dang it! I was having such a good build up.
I'm sorry. The cat allergies are building up, I guess.
All right, redo.
Take two.
This is where Erik Almirola. Take three now. This is where Erik Almirola revives his season. He revives his season. Erik Almirola. He gets at least a top 10 finish. Hopefully he gets a top 10 finish his first of the season because he needs it. He needs all the luck.
Top 10, man. He needs a top 20.
Hey, got to dream big. Dream big here now. So Erik Almirola will somehow wind up finishing in the top 10.
I'm going to go ahead and say the chat is trending towards McDowell, but we'll see.
I thought about McDowell. My pick, I've been hard on him, but I'm going to go with Matt DiBenedetto. I think this news this week that he might get to stay with a Penske team has rejuvenated him. And I keep going back to that 2019. Even before that, he had a great run, I think, at Sonoma with Go Fast. But I think back to 2019, Levine Family Racing, he was 4th, 6th, and 11th in the 3 road courses.
He's really good.
The results have been kind of ass since he got to Wood Brothers, but I think he pulls out a top 5, maybe just a top 10, but I think DiBenedetto has a good chance this week.
And like Erik said, his results have been not just ass, kind of ass.
I would have said very. I don't think he has
very ass. Never mind.
I can't remember the specific statistic, but it's like I think of the last 8 or 9 races, Kurt Busch has finished in the top 10 of all but one. So I'm going Kurt Busch. He's going to be my underdog pick. He's officially reached that point where he's doing so poorly compared to his standards. He's reached underdog status, in my opinion.
We're at that point.
I'm going to go Kurt Busch as my underdog pick. He's not one of the favorites. He could sneak up and get a win if something goes wrong for one of the favorites or 2 of the favorites, but he's good. I think he'll be up there.
The chat reminded me. I maybe should have said Austin Cindric as my underdog. Only his 5th Cup start, but we just rattled off his road course prowess, and he's going to get the chance to qualify, which means he's not going to be stuck starting 35th. True. So Austin Cindric, I think, look for him to run top 10.
I'm still seeing McDowell ones.
It's mostly McDowell, but someone just said that the guy in the 14, I got to remember, the guy who was next to Austin Cindric all year at Xfinity last year was Chase Briscoe, and he could do pretty well this weekend.
Yeah, so don't count him out.
There's only one person putting Briscoe.
And it's just spam.
It's misspelled too. So
McDowell, you got to put McDowell for them. That's what I was saying.
It's McDowell.
Give them McDowell. That's their pick.
Grosjean comes out in a 5th SHR card.
All right. Well, let's move on to Darian.
Who's gonna win at Coda?
Famous wiener.
The famous wiener. Who's gonna win at Coda?
Okay, I said this earlier. I'm not picking Chase Elliott. I think he's going to do good. I don't think he's going to win this one, mainly just because of how similar this track is to Sonoma. And in my opinion, the guy who's much better at Sonoma is Martin Truex Jr., and he's going to get win number 4 this weekend. Martin Truex Jr. goes to Victory Lane at COTA.
Okay, so Denny Hamlin. First off, I'm picking Denny Hamlin, but this is to him. Like, stop playing around here, man. Already, like, damn near 300 points to the good. You're gonna lock yourself in on points, like, straight up. But come on, man, you can't score that many points at this point and like not have a win. It makes no sense to me. Come on, get that win this weekend at COTA, hopefully. So Denny Hamlin, that's my pick.
I like those picks. I thought about going with Truex, and I might have gone with Truex, except he let me down in a big way at Dover last week. He was my pick, coming off a dominating performance at Darlington, going to one of his best tracks, and he just sucked last week. They just missed it. I can't trust that team at this road course this weekend. I know they've done some testing there, but so has Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's my pick to win. He's won 4 of the last 5 road courses, and he almost won the Clash this winter before wiping himself and Blaney out in the last corner. And he led 44 laps at the Daytona road course before getting damage on a restart. He's going to be the team to beat. Chase Elliott wins today or Sunday.
Wins today.
And
I picked Elliott too.
Yeah.
Did we pick the same 3, Jarrett?
Yes.
They can't gain anything. Yes, we might have a shot. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe I should.
Or we'll just pull further away from you.
No, please.
I'll let it slide.
I like the first one.
I'll let it slide. We can pick.
I swear, I've literally had these picks since Monday. I did research, man.
I've had mine picked since this morning. So
I picked mine 5 minutes ago.
I picked mine probably less than Darian. So except for the Truex one, I was going down for a while.
I'm going Elliott. He's been the most consistently good one. I think one race doesn't nullify the fact that he's been the man to beat. And if he doesn't win this time, then yeah, maybe you can start questioning. But like I said, one time out of the past 5 races that he didn't win, I think it's Chase Elliott.
It was really just pretty much for a caution because of sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going Chase.
The sun caution. All right, chat. Get down to business. Who you guys picking?
I see Byron.
Because we know who Eric Moses picked. He picked Kyle Larson.
I see a lot of Blaney so far, but it might just be one person.
I think it's one person. Yeah, it's one person so far.
I just thought about something really quick while we're looking.
What?
Is that if the chat doesn't pick Chase Elliott, and Eric and I sweep the weekend, we'll basically both be like a full freaking week ahead of everybody else.
I like the sound of that. I am seeing a lot of Truexes and Byrons. I'm seeing probably more of them than I'm seeing Chase Elliott, so it might be between those two.
I'm surprised. Byrons.
I'm starting to see some of the Elliots.
I see George Strait.
I see Robert Presley got a pick.
I see a lot of Byrons.
That's what I was saying. Like, I saw a lot of William Byrons in there,
and they're different people too.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Byrons. I think it's Willie B.
I gotta give him Willie B.
I don't know. Here comes some Elliots. They're coming in strong.
Maybe I'm behind or something.
When do y'all pick Almirola? I dare you.
Somebody did. Somebody Spencer Smith.
Oh, yeah, bold.
He's the Almirola fan I read about earlier in the poll. The man who's like a Meeseeks, existence is pain. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of Byrons.
I'm seeing Byron. Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of different.
There's an occasional spurt of Elliots. Someone said the BJ team. I like that pick.
Give him Willie B.
Yeah, just give him that.
I just realized something really funny for the channel we're on.
What?
Every Hendrick car but Bowman got picked for the win.
Oh, that's too bad.
The only time
but hey, I picked him where it matters, really.
Yeah.
He's going to win. That's what that means.
Yeah, basically.
No, this is going to be the one where I'm not proven wrong, I think. So. All right, so on that note, we are still funded by viewers like you. Let's get on to the last Super Chat and we'll call it a night. Vote Kyle 3000 comes in at $4.99. Don't ignore the government's ability to throw money at empty fields.
Good
point.
Good point. Yeah.
Jake's.
What? That dropped again.
Oh. Jake Stewie, $1.99. I'd pay for an after-hours version of the NWP. Well, you just paid, and this is after-hours NWP. So.
This has been an after-hours show, basically.
Yeah, it has. This is how we are when we're not. But
Bush.
Like I made a freaking JFK joke. This has gone too far.
We both did.
I know.
Just put him in rice. He'll start working again.
Bush Brothers fan became a member of the Danny B Superfans. Appreciate that. Blake Coffrin comes in at $2. Finally caught a live episode. Blake, it's good to have you here. We appreciate you listening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Hyper Dark Sonic comes in at $5. Bowman has never finished worse than 14th on a road course since joining Hendrick Motorsports. Interesting fun fact, and that is true, but I don't think it's going to do well for this one. I'll be surprised. I'll put it at that. Erik Esparza comes in at $4.99. Appreciate that. Eric Jones to the 2 after Brad leaves for Roush.
No. Ain't gonna happen. I would love to see
Isn't he
it,
signed through 2022?
Yeah, he's our 2023, something like that. I don't know.
He's with Richard Petty for a little bit. And
yeah, he's there for a little bit.
He seems to really like racing for the Kings. So
I'm sure if he could go to Penske, he probably would. He's locked up. But he's got a paycheck, a consistent paycheck. Right?
Is Team Penske going to be his first? Is he going to be Team Penske's first choice though? Let's put it at that.
No. I mean,
GN comes in at $2. Appreciate that. He says, "Wait, is qualifying done in rain on road courses?" I think that it would be.
Probably, yeah.
I think yeah.
Wait, they have qualified in the past, and I think the race at Montreal in the past was qualified in the rain.
I just don't know because the advantage or disadvantage of if it stops raining midway through the session. I don't know how they judge that.
That's true.
The more important question, Bob, does it have lights?
No.
I don't think Dakota does. I don't think they do.
They don't?
It won't matter.
I think it's a 3-mile road course. I don't think
I figure some of them would be lit, but I guess not.
It won't matter. They're going to get it in. So that's all there is to it. But that is all of the super chats, and I guarantee probably be a few come in last second. There usually is. So we'll see. Be sure to join us next week. We'll be over on Jarrett's channel next Wednesday night at our usual time of 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time. Jarrett, who will we have on that week?
Well, it is the week for the Indy 500, so we're going to have David Land and Kyle Cuthbertson on, also known as Racing Nation TV. Both of them are, I believe, in Indianapolis right now. So
they are.
I love them. They'll have some good IndyCar updates for us, and plus it's like the one show a year where we're supposed to talk about IndyCar, Darian.
Yes, exactly. I freaking love David and Kyle. I love those guys.
And you'll be able to see our Indy 500 picks along with our
that's right.
By the way, Monaco is this Sunday. I'm picking Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, you gotta go Lewis, right? Like pretty much that's pretty much like if he gets pole, I think he's got the race covered, to be honest. Unless barring some sort of mistake.
So we got that. I can't wait, man. It's been a fun night though. You can hear the dog barking in the back. So
it's been a late night. I think this is the latest podcast of the season so far, right?
100%.
It doesn't look like there's any new super chats coming in. So Jarrett, hit us with some Dale call.
Alrighty.
Wow.
All
I
right.
like that.
That has been a fun episode. Thank you, Eric Moses. Get your tickets to the Ally 400. We'll see you there. Congrats, Bowman, on the victory. And until next time,
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.